the radio.
Here we go. A Therapy Thursday on this May 1st. Let's get it out of the way. Let's peel that Band-Aid off. Let's hear Ireland and Michael's final call from last night.
Reeves brings it into LeBron. LeBron will hold the ball, and that'll do it. Minnesota wins in 5 games. I picked the Lakers in 7. You picked the Lakers in 4. Yep. And you got to take your hat off to these Timberwolves who played a great series. And, Michael, you have to admit it, they deserve to be moving on. They were the better team for all 5 games.
Definitely.
Lakers are done. We will talk about it. We will react. What's next? Plus, JJ and Rob Pelinka had a press conference today. We'll bring you the sound, and we'll talk about that, too. Kings and Oilers, Game 6 tonight in Edmonton. Those scumbag Oilers. How can the Kings fight them off? We will discuss. Plus, we'll try to do some fun and frivolity and put a smile on your face on this Therapy Thursday. The Hall of Famers, Mason and Ireland. Greg Bergman in the third chair. Producer Laura, producer Brian Cohen. Let's do it. The Thursday edition of Therapy Thursday of the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back, Brian.
How you feeling?
Better?
Not great.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
Not great all the way around. Tough night last night for the Lakers, eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. And as you described at the end of the game, John, we heard the play-by-play there. Minnesota was just better in virtually every single way in this series, and it is clear why they won.
Okay, so one thing that's been pretty constant on this show for years is that Greg is convinced that Rudy Gobert is the most
that's right.
overrated player.
This is where we're starting.
in
Okay,
the
all right.
NBA.
I'm ready.
Last night,
Do you? I'm not trying to
troll you?
No, at all.
Maybe a little.
Do you still feel that way after last night?
So last night he was amazing, of course, because they had absolutely nobody that was guarding him. He was 4 feet taller than everybody else on the floor.
Correct.
And could do whatever he wanted to do. In all 4 games prior to that, he was a non-factor. He didn't do much of anything. Low points, low rebounds, was playing like 15 minutes a game. They played him off the floor.
If it turns out that all he does, if Minnesota makes a deep run in these playoffs, let's say they go back, they went to the Western Conference Finals last year. Let's say they go back to the Western Conference Finals this year, maybe even go to the NBA Finals.
They could. They're really good.
And all Gobert contributes is he knocked the Lakers out. Doesn't that justify his salary?
Yeah. Does it justify the salary and the amount of draft picks and people they moved
If
to
they
get
make
him
it
from
if
Utah?
they make it to the conference finals 2 years in a row, yeah.
I mean, technically, you're right, absolutely. But it doesn't change my feeling on Rudy Gobert. It just changes my feeling like that's the guy that beat the Lakers in Game 5.
Yeah, well, he certainly did. 27 points, 24 boards, and just monstrous. I mean, there's no roster-wise, they don't have, and I don't know why I got sucked. I don't know why I got sucked into this. I think we can make a run to the finals thing. Why did I get sucked into this?
We all did.
I mean, I really felt like this was a team, and this may be the one draw that screwed them.
I think I have an answer to your question.
Yeah.
I talked about it before you got it. By the way, the reason Mason and I were both late for crosstalk is there's a protest going on outside, and I'm one that welcomes protests. I think that's a great way of freedom of expression. I'm for freedom of speech. If you want to protest and peacefully and you're not hurting other people, go ahead and do it. The problem with this protest down here is I have no idea what they're protesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does anybody
I've
know?
gotten several emails from LAPC about it, and there's something going on, but I don't know.
They've shut down downtown LA, and the protest has moved out of our area, and it's heading.
Now, it does look like it's
a union thing.
It looks like it's over. I think it is a union thing, but it was a nightmare even getting here
just
today.
Letting the protesters know the purpose of I support your right to protest. You should do a better job of explaining what you're protesting.
Yeah, explain yourself.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But having said that, I think, Greg, to go back, or Mace, to go back to answer your question, why did you fall into the trap of thinking they could make a title run? Right after we traded for Luka, the Lakers went on an 8-game win streak, and they were the number 1 defensive team in the NBA. They were the number 1 defensive efficiency team in the NBA. And that's what no one expected. No one could even explain it. How can a team lose Anthony Davis and Max Christie, two of your best defenders, and get better on defense? Well, what happened was some of it was schedule related, and others were the NBA has really smart coaches, and they all adjusted.
Yeah.
And Chris Finch is a great coach. He adjusted to how the Lakers were defending. He ran pick and roll after pick and roll until he got the matchup he wanted, which was pretty much any of his offensive stars being guarded by Luka.
Yes.
And he was able to take advantage of it. And so that's why he fell into the trap. You weren't the only one.
It was all a mirage, John. I mean, I feel like I was out in the desert, and I'm looking off onto the horizon, and I see a palm tree and some green grass and all that stuff, and then I get there, it's nothing but sand. When the trade originally went down, everybody said, what's going to take a year? Don't necessarily have the piece. But they played so well. We were just suckered in.
We all thought, maybe they do have lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And we do have two of the great players. And the reason Michael picked the Lakers in 4,
right?
I said, explain that. Minnesota, I picked the Lakers in 7. I said, Minnesota's too good. What do you mean Lakers in 4? And he said, no, Ireland, we have 2 closers, LeBron and Luka. They have 1, Ant-Man. Well, none of our guys closed.
No.
In the fourth quarter, none of our people showed up. They had 4 closers, and we had 0.
Yeah, I mean, the stars were not good enough in this series.
And you're talking about it. You're a fan too, so you're wanting them to win. But despite everything that happened in these games, the last 3 games that they lost were all a possession or 2 down the stretch that changed everything. Despite all the physicality, despite the way that they're playing better defense or playing better team ball, they're a bigger, stronger, faster team. Minnesota.
Yep.
They were still right there in the game every single time. They just, to your point, John, just didn't close. And that's the spot where Luka is supposed to be the closer in all of this.
And championship teams always find a way to win even when their stars are off.
Right.
And we didn't do that. For example, last night, Anthony Edwards, 0 for 11 from 3. Their best three-point player. They found a way to win anyway because they realized I was
7 for 47 from 3.
Yeah, I was actually surprised they continued to jack up threes when we had no rim protection in the game. I thought Gobert, he had 27 points and 24 rebounds. I thought he could have gone for 47 and 30 because if they would have just kept pounding the ball at the rim. We didn't have anybody that could stop him.
Not only that, they took over 23 pointers in the first quarter alone. They had 47 threes for the entire game.
And they weren't making them.
No.
This is exactly what the Lakers wanted.
They had 6 3-pointers made going into the fourth quarter. They only made 1 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It's just if you keep going out, this game was there for the Lakers taking, and they just couldn't close, and it all happens in the fourth quarter. Well, they score 16 in the fourth quarter.
Well, in every game they struggled in the fourth.
Yeah, I mean, the fourth quarter
It all
is
came
just
down
a
to that.
joke the entire series. I think they were outscored 59 points total in the fourth quarter. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, and the bench numbers were similar to that. And Minnesota was a bad matchup, but the Lakers.
It wasn't even that bad. They were so close.
The Lakers struggled in so many different ways that I think if the Wolves wouldn't have got them, they maybe go down in the next round. I just think they were too flawed of a roster.
Yeah, and they got a summer to figure this out and to find a big man that makes sense. And I know Pelinka and JJ have already been talking about what kind of big man, what kind of big they're looking for, all that kind of stuff. So there's plenty of time to figure out next year. But I think we should take calls. I think today is a day to take calls from the disappointed Laker fans and what surprised you. What did you expect? What did you not expect? 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. What was that?
The loss. He said, what didn't you not expect?
Well, Laura, we got to give Laura her flowers. She was the only one who was bold enough to say, I'm a realist. The Lakers are going down tonight.
Yeah.
And she said it yesterday. And we mocked her and told her that we hope she catches the flu in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I hope they run out of rum.
Delayed flight. All of these awful
Run
things.
out of
flight
rum.
gets delayed.
Can you wear a chicken suit anyway, just for the fun of it?
Thunderstorms, all that kind of stuff.
And,
windy, very
Laura,
windy.
let me be the first to say you were right.
Thank you.
We were wrong.
Thank you.
You might be the only one to say that. Obviously, you were right. Okay, so we're going to get your calls in here. It is a Therapy Thursday, reacting to the Lakers' first-round exit.
Look at the phones.
Yeah,
every
I know.
line jammed. So we'll you know what, Laura, let's leave the phones open for the whole show.
Yeah.
And that way we'll just take calls whenever we can. We'll still do sports graffiti, but we'll take calls whenever we can. We'll try and slip in a couple each segment.
And by the way, whenever we do Reaction Day, it is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor. Only 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Please enjoy responsibly. All right, here we go. It's game time. You ready to Chumba? At Chumba Casino, the action never stops. You can play online social casino games anytime, anywhere for free. No purchase necessary. Your playbook is stacked. Think bingo and solitaire and slots, so much more. Hundreds of games. You are never going to run out of action. And here's the kicker. They're dropping fresh games every single week. It's like a highlight reel of fun ready for you to tackle. Plus, free daily login bonuses and a sweet welcome bonus when you join. Play for free. Take your shot. You can redeem some awesome prizes. What are you waiting for? The clock is ticking, and the game is on. Suit up. Take your shot, and let's do it. Let's head to ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
From a 2-0 series lead to a 3-2 hole, the Kings season is on the line tonight in Edmonton.
We got to go win a hockey game. They took it away from us. We got to go win a hockey game and take it back. That's just the way it goes. I mean, there's no tricks here. We've proven we're a pretty good hockey team. Go there and take it back because they just took it away from us.
Kings, Oilers. It's a do or die Game 6 for LA tonight at 7 on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get a Hyundai Tucson for 3.99% APR for 72 months. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end June 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon, a Therapy Thursday, as we get through it together. What is your reaction? This is where we react, and this is where we get you through it. Mason and Ireland continues at Therapy Thursday right now on 710.
Yeah, me too. As soon as possible.
When does that start happening? Mother's Day's when I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you get to relax, overlook
yeah,
the
but
water.
I wanted to, like, I mean, the city, we're calling this Therapy Thursday.
Yeah.
It's going to be therapy for me as much as it is for you guys. One thing I love about the Lakers making a deep playoff run is Derek Fisher used to have a line. The number of Laker flags on cars is directly proportional to how deep we go into the playoffs. And so now we're not going to have that. We're not going to have a magic carpet ride. And the Lakers have taken the city on so many. The Dodgers did it last year.
Yep.
So many fun rides, and it is what I love about it is that this city, this country, has never been more politically polarized than it is now. But with a sports team, it brings everybody together.
Everybody's on the same team.
Yeah, it brings races, creeds, colors, religions, political enemies all together because we're all pulling on the same side of the road.
Yep.
And now we don't get that.
Yeah.
And you have to earn it. And we didn't.
Did not.
It would have had to, we would have needed a lot of luck. We had an unbalanced roster. Luka didn't go through training camp with us. Our bench wasn't deep enough.
Yep.
We had a bad draw in the first round, but none of that matters. Everybody had similar, I'm sure Houston, I'm buddies with their radio guy, and they're the 2, and Golden State is the 7.
Yep.
And they're probably going out.
Sure.
And he was saying the same thing that, geez, I had blocked off 2 months, and I only needed to block off 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed that the Lakers aren't going to make a run, but it's reality.
Yeah.
Is that they need to make changes.
Yeah.
And they need to make them now.
Yeah, they need to upgrade the roster, particularly in the front court where, they did not really have a playable big. Even last night, Maxi Kleber in that spot,
he's
to
6'10".
take a guy, I know, but to take a guy that hasn't played all year, that's never played with these guys and put him on the floor, it felt like desperation, right? For all intents and purposes, anything to slow them down. But in the end, they just don't have the pieces yet to be able to make a championship run. But I do think they're going to get them.
Yeah, they're going to get them. And also, did you see Mark Williams tweeted last night just a smiley face after the game?
Yeah.
He would have helped in this series 100%.
Yes.
It just, who knows what he would be later on down the line.
It's
He was
100% true.
But Rob Pelinka said in his press conference, the way he put it was, it's hard to rebuild the roster right after the Luka trade. It's kind of like building an airplane in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work for the Death Star. It's not going to work for the Lakers. So you have to wait to rebuild, and it has to be this summer.
Yeah.
Let's take some calls. Here is Diane in Seal Beach. Hey, Diane, you're on ESPN LA. Hi.
Hi. John, you helped your description about how JJ handled that, but I was like, he didn't play the team that all year was coming up from behind, and the young guys were really trying to play above their level, and they really did a great job. Like you said, they worked so hard on defense. He didn't trust that team, and maybe if he would have trusted in them to try, be trying really hard, that they could have overcome those deficits. And
Diane, thank you for that call. It's a fair point. For example, Dalton Knecht never saw the floor in the playoffs, and Dalton had some really big games this year. But you kind of got to trust the people who are in the room. There was a reason Jackson Hayes didn't play last night, even though Gobert was going off. I would argue Hayes played himself off the floor.
Yeah, I think he did earlier in the series. Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Knecht get thrown out there, but JJ and that coaching staff is around every single day. They see what we don't get to see.
Right.
And so I honestly think the reason he didn't make any substitutions in the second half of Game 4 is he thought a 80% Dorian Finney-Smith is better than 100% Dalton Knecht.
Well, and the other thing is JJ, his trust burns up pretty quick. In other words,
the trust tree?
The trust tree. But JJ sort of throws in the towel on guys a little. He certainly did in this series. He says JJ said Jackson Hayes. Jared Vanderbilt didn't get on the floor much in this series overall. I think that roster and that rotation could have been expanded, and I wonder if that wouldn't have led to a better result.
Well, especially Vando. He played great in this game. His defense was phenomenal. I think, in Game 4, he could have really done a lot defensively. He's not great offensively. He's basically zero offensive game.
Yep.
But what Vando did last night kept them in that game for as close as it was. It just hurt that DFS he got into foul trouble. He got kicked out of the game with his 6th foul with like 6 minutes left, John, I think.
Well, they brought him back in. He picked up his 5th foul. They took him out, and they said, okay, 6 minutes to go. We'll put him back in the game.
Bam.
And 10 seconds in.
Just right away.
He commits a loose ball foul trying to stop Gobert.
Yeah.
Just a dumb foul. Yeah, he was tired. He was burnt out. I think all these guys.
I think they all were. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Do you think there's? And I know what Michael thinks. Play the same 5 guys the entire second half, all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
I disagree with that.
I think most. I think most of the world has come down on that side of the argument. But I will say that if you get down to it again, and I got tweets about Rob Pelinka this and Rob. Come on, guys. They pulled off a magic trick this year. It was not necessarily a magic trick that had to be completed in year 1. They did walk away from the Mark Williams trade, which would have given them that big. But I would argue that JJ did not have the pieces to win a championship this year.
No, that's a fair argument. And you mentioned Pelinka, and I'm getting a lot of Pelinka hate too. Rob has done a good job.
Yeah.
And let me explain something about the Lakers for people who don't really understand this. It's $1 billion company, but it's a family business. And there aren't a lot of companies that fit that description. And Jeannie's circle of trust is very, very small.
Yes.
She only trusts a handful of people.
Mm-hmm.
She trusts her brothers for the most part. I mean, I think she trusts her younger brothers.
Yes.
The older brothers she helped push out.
Yeah.
She trusts Rob. She knows him. She dealt with him for 20 years when he was Kobe's agent. Kurt and Linda Rambis are loyal allies to Jeannie, and that brain trust doesn't really trust people outside the room.
No.
So, somebody called earlier and called Travis and DeMarco and said, go get Bob Myers. I love Bob. Bob's a great guy.
No.
But that's not happening.
No.
Because Jeannie doesn't have a relationship with him.
No.
And so, one of the reasons Dr. Buss was able to build a dynasty is he strongly believed get people you trust who do the job you think they're capable of, and then stay out of their way and let them do it.
Right.
And that's what Jeannie does.
And isn't the story
Rob's not going anywhere.
No.
And isn't the story on
Nor
Bob?
do I think he should.
No, he just got an elevation in town.
He's not going anywhere. But isn't the story on Bob Myers that he wanted to trade Clay for Kevin Love, and Jerry West said, absolutely not. If you do that.
No, you've got that wrong. Bob was on the side of not trading.
Not trading.
Joe Lacob wanted to trade Clay for Kevin Love.
Yep.
And
Jerry West said absolutely not.
Jerry West said, I'll quit if you guys do that. And he saved Clay.
Yes.
And the interesting about that was almost all, Mason and I always use this line. The hardest part of any job is doing what your boss wants, especially when you could not disagree more with them. And that was the position that all those Warrior guys were in. They were getting ready to having to sell that trade. Bob Myers, Steve Kerr, Jerry Westphal. Because if Lacob would have said, "I don't care what you," if Lacob would have pulled an Artie Moreno,
right, and
said, "I'm doing this, you guys make it work," which is what Artie did with Josh Hamilton and Albert Pujols and Vernon Wells, and then those Warrior people would have had to make it work.
Yep.
I think Bob would be perfect to take over in Phoenix. But they promoted some lower level executive to be the new GM. So maybe that's
Plus,
not in the
does
cards.
Bob want to deal with an owner who's somewhat unhinged over there?
Well, one thing about Matt Ishbia is he's not afraid to spend.
No, he'll
they have
spend.
the highest payroll, and also that.
But he strikes me as the Artie Moreno style of owner. There, I'll throw money here, I'll throw money there, with or without any consultation.
But what Matt Ishbia has said is, I'm not afraid to spend, but I'm not the one making the basketball decisions.
Right.
What I do is I empower these guys and tell them whatever you need, let me know.
Yeah.
And I think that's not a bad way to go. But I have complete confidence, and I'm a little bit closer to this than most of you guys, that Rob is the guy to fix this and turn it around. He's super connected. He knows. Well, I mean, there's a reason that Nico called Rob.
Right.
He knew that Rob would be quiet about it and he could execute the trade. Rob's the right guy to fix it. Now he just has to go out and do it.
All right. It is. Oh, you want to do this right now, Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's Cosm Ticket Thursday. So, look.
Wait, are you going to be there tonight?
I am not. Travis and DeMarco are going to be there.
Okay. And Emily and Jorge.
So the entire morning show is going to be there. That's fantastic. And it is an unbelievable place to watch a game. And you can join them right now if you are caller number 7. It's not over yet, people. It's not over yet.
Go, Kings, go!
That's right. We got a game tonight, and you can watch it at Cosm. Caller number 7, 877-710 ESPN. Be part of our Kings watch party at Cosm Los Angeles. Limited tickets still available through Cosm.com or the Cosm mobile app. That's COSM.com. In the meantime, good luck. 877-710 ESPN.
Greg, are we carrying that Kings game tonight?
Of course we are.
Okay, on the app or over the air?
Every space.
Every space.
And what time does it start?
It's a 6:30 game.
6:30 in Edmonton.
6:30 pregame, and I think 7 o'clock game start.
Okay, got it. All right, so we'll do that, and then we'll spin the wheel of questions, and we're going to do lots of calls today. It is a therapy Thursday, as Morales describes it, and it's a very disheartening night.
A very disheartening week.
Yeah, it was really a rough week.
No matter who you're a fan of, you're a Kings fan, you're a Clippers fan, you're a Laker fan, lose. 0-8
One
since
after
last
another.
Friday.
Never
Never seen anything like it
No.
since we've been doing the show 30 years. I don't think we've ever seen a week like this.
Terrible streak. All right, so good luck on the phones and wheel of questions next. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And it is a Therapy Thursday here on 710 ESPN and on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube all day long at ESPN Los Angeles. We're here for you all day. Your reaction, your interaction, and what do we do next? Come on, Lakers fans. This is your home of Lakers basketball and your home today of a Therapy Thursday all day long on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Harry Douglas here. La Quinta by Wyndham is deeply grateful for all our military members, veterans, and their families. We understand the dedication, sacrifice, and hard work that comes with serving our country. As a thank you, we offer 12% off our standard rates, upgraded Wyndham Rewards Gold status membership, and preferred parking. We want to make your stays as comfortable and rewarding as possible, and we're proud to serve those who serve. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Visit LQ.com to learn more about our special military perks and discounts. Restrictions apply.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Sellers Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Sellers Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $10,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Mother's Day is coming up fast and you don't want to drop the ball. Show the incredible moms in your life how much you love and appreciate them with a thoughtful gift from Pro Flowers. Ordering takes just minutes and Pro Flowers' large selection of modern arrangements at affordable prices are sure to make you look like a gift-giving pro. Visit proflowers.com/sports or use the code SPORTS at checkout for $15 off your Mother's Day order. All Pro Flowers orders are backed by our 7-day freshness guarantee so you can gift easy with Pro Flowers.
Get a taste of that winning feeling before the buzzer sounds with ESPN Bet's early victory promo. Simply place a pregame moneyline bet on any NBA playoff game, and if the team you bet goes up by 20 or more points at any point in the game, your bet will get paid out early. Available throughout the NBA playoffs at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
That's a dumbass question.
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe. All right, guys. I came across this very funny story.
Okay.
So this 7-year-old child decided to take his 5-year-old sister on a little stroll to McDonald's.
Okay.
Not walking, but driving.
Wait, the 7-year-old was driving a car?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Driving a car.
Got it.
The mom swears that when she went to look at her kids, all of them were there until she got a knock on the door and was like, hey, your car was in an accident. And there was 2 children driving in and happened to be 2 of her children. So I want to know, not legally, because I legally was able to drive a car when I was 18. 16,
Right.
you know,
Sure.
16 with the permit, but legally, I guess, 16. When was the first time you drove a car?
I was not allowed to drive a car until I had my permit, my learner's permit.
I think I was the same. I don't think I was allowed to drive till I was 16 and I got my temporary license.
What's interesting, on my 16th birthday, I could not wait to take my driver's test. Like that was an emancipation and a freedom that I was looking forward to for years. You know, kids now are not that way because of ride sharing. Like my son's on the autism spectrum, so he doesn't drive. But none of his friends drive. They're like, Ben Lyons didn't get his license. He grew up in New York City.
Right.
Didn't get his license until he was 30.
Yeah, New Yorkers don't drive a lot.
Right. But, I mean, even in California now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because think about it. Like, Greg, I would imagine, how old's Riley?
She's 13.
All right. So I would imagine she's going to ask on her 16th birthday that either you or your ex take her to get her permit. But I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't.
I don't know about that because I offer her all the time. My dad, when I was younger, would take me into an empty parking lot and teach me to drive.
That's how I learned, too.
I was like 10 years old, 11, 12, 13. No, he taught me
I see
very,
that all
very
the time.
young.
That's
Yeah.
actually pretty responsible by your dad because that way you don't get overwhelmed when you're 15.
And I offer
And if you're
to-
in an empty parking lot, who cares?
Yeah, right.
So I offer it to her all the time. It's like, hey, let's go to an empty parking lot and I'll teach you how to drive now. She said, no, I don't want to. So I don't. And she's an older kid. She's going to be the oldest in her class with a birthday in.
So her friends all want her to get her license.
Of course,
yeah.
but she doesn't want to get the
Okay,
license.
but
It's
think-
weird.
I know. It's not weird. It's a sign of the times. Kids now, and think about this if you're a parent. Greg, this is something that's going to face you and your ex as you kind of co-parent Riley.
Co-parent.
Whatever that term means. Think about.
Sorry.
Think about.
Got a story about
the
that.
expenses.
That was on air, Greg.
Yeah, be
I don't-
careful.
Who cares?
The number one. So, let's say Riley does come to you guys and say, "Hey, I've changed my mind. I want to get my driver's license on my 16th birthday." That the minute you guys greenlight that, cost of a car, cost
Insurance.
of maintenance. Insurance for people under the age of 25 is
So
through
expensive.
the roof.
Yeah.
The worry factor, you will not be able to sleep at all until you know she is safely back with the car parked in her bed.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of real reasons why if your kid doesn't want to get their license, you should say, let me put Uber on your phone. It's my credit card. Take it anywhere you want to go.
Yeah.
And you say all of a sudden, no car payment, no maintenance payment, no insurance payment.
Sounds
less
wonderful.
worrying. And Mace, if what you have always projected happens, and that is the driverless cars take over the world, and they are the safest vehicles ever, which is what everybody's projecting, then you'd feel much more at ease than Riley driving with all of her high school friends in the same car.
Much, much better, and especially with the Waymo. The Waymo makes me feel better, too, because there's so many stories about Uber drivers.
Uber drivers, this and
all
that, yeah.
And by the way, apparently you can actually, if you're a female, you can request a female driver.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, which is I think is great.
Now, am I the only one of the 5 of us that got my driver's license the day of my 16th birthday?
I did. I did
I did not.
I got my
I don't think I
permit.
did either.
I got my permit at 15, and I got my license the day of my
That-
birthday at 16.
Well, me too. And I was at the DMV when it opened.
Yep.
That was
100%.
They said, "What do you want for your
100%.
birthday?" I go, "I want to take my driver's test as soon as possible." My mom goes, "Okay." She goes, "I'll drive you over. You can
Wait,
take your
you just showed up?
No, you
I was like, wait.
Make an appointment.
You have
Okay.
to make an appointment. You have to show them your you have to proof of age, and they say okay. And I even remember what my score was. You needed a 70 to pass.
Yep.
And I cut it a little close.
Yeah.
I got an 82.
Interesting.
And I can't remember what I failed and what I didn't. And the guy was kind of a tight ass, the guy that was my driving instructor.
Yeah.
And back when I was in school, and I'm the oldest one out of all you guys, driver's ed was part of your high school curriculum.
Yes.
Was it for you
no,
too?
No, not,
so
not
all
for
you
us.
guys had to pay
I had to go to
off-site.
class.
Yeah. To go and,
You paid?
and do it.
Yeah, you had to pay for it.
Yeah, you had to pay for lessons
I
from
just took the test for the driver.
Yeah, see, I took the test and I aced the test, and then I screwed up parallel parking, so it took me 2 practical tests to be able to get my driver's
what's
license.
interesting,
Can you imagine I screwed up parallel parking?
You driving? Okay, I get it.
On my written test,
Yep.
99. On
Yep.
my driving test, 82.
No, there you go. Yeah, that's about
high
right.
scores, John.
Well, 82 is not high for a driver's test. You
I
you
mean-
need 70 to get your.
I don't want to
get
be.
your
I don't want a lot
license.
of B drivers out there. I'm hoping everybody else is an A.
Yeah, if they moved it up to you need 80, probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Brian, what about you? When did you start driving?
I think around 16, but it wasn't like right when I turned 16. It was kind of maybe halfway through. I don't know.
Got it. Yeah. So, the one thing I loved was when I first got my driver's license, it was wintertime, and there was a great big rec center parking lot, and it had snowed, and my dad just said, okay, now go out there and just spin. Just
Right.
spin, learn how to turn against the spin, all that kind of stuff.
It's actually good advice.
It worked out really well. For the
okay,
most part.
so we got sports
I've been in
graffiti
the car.
coming
It
up.
didn't work.
Laura, go ahead and open the phones. 877-710-3776. We may even extend sports graffiti today, depending on
Although
how
we've
good
got
the
Luke
calls are.
Robitaille coming up at 1:15.
Maybe we'll do it again at 2 or something.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
And then we have somebody else coming on at 2:15, right?
I think it's Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll make time so you guys can sound off today because I know a lot of people want to.
Yes.
And you can talk about anything you want.
Yeah.
If you're a Laker fan, Clipper fan, Kings fan, I mean, they're all going south. So,
Well, let's not get there yet with the Kings. Let's remain optimistic.
Kings, go.
Let's remain optimistic.
Well, if they win
We're
tonight,
still alive.
If they win tonight in Edmonton,
Yep.
they get Game 7 in crypto, and they were the best home team in the NHL this year.
Yes.
So
Need one.
yeah, you got to win tonight.
Yep. All right. Sports Graffiti's coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
From a 2-0 series lead to a 3-2 hole, the Kings season is on the line tonight in Edmonton.
We got to go win a hockey game. They took it away from us. We got to go win a hockey game and take it back. That's just the way it goes. I mean, there's no tricks here. We've proven we're a pretty good hockey team. Go there and take it back because they just took it away from us.
Kings, Oilers. It's a do or die Game 6 for LA tonight at 7 on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Pool season starts when I say so. So if wearing floaties to brunch is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
It's Oasis pool season for everyone. Grab a cabana and hit the lazy river at the best pool in SoCal.
Number 2.
Whether you're sinking threes or grand slamming it, just come for the pitchers of beer at Sideline Sports Bar.
And the number 1 reason.
Foghat, live May 22nd. Get tickets now.
Morongo, good times.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Stay up to date with every playoff game with Lakers email sent straight to your inbox. Each email offers something different. Lakers pregame emails provide game day essentials before tip-off, from projected starters to game times, while Lakers weekly emails give you exclusive Lakers content created exclusively for subscribers. Don't miss any of the action by signing up now at Lakers.com/emails. That's Lakers.com/emails. Let's go Lake Show.
Hey,
it's Mace, and there's no better place to watch sports than Cosm. The Cosm Dome has got massive high-resolution display. It creates the ultimate immersive experience with a massive wraparound screen that throws you in the middle of the action. The Cosm Hall features wall-to-wall exciting games. Catch all the heart-pounding excitement of both the NBA and NHL playoffs. Secure your tickets now at Cosm. That's COSM.com and experience the game like never before. Cosm.com.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon, a Therapy Thursday, as we get through it together. What is your reaction? This is where we react, and this is where we get you through it. Mason and Ireland continues at Therapy Thursday right now on 710.
Going easy. It is time for sports graffiti. All the lines lit up. Everybody's got something to say. Ireland, hit the phones.
All right, here we go. We're going to lead it off with Chris. Hey, Chris, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, I put a lot of this on J.J. Redick and his ego and stubbornness to not play a big man when obviously he needed to against Gobert. When you go ahead of the game and say, I'm not going to play Jackson Hayes, and everyone watching the game realizes Gobert is going off because he's so much bigger than everyone else. I don't know how you don't put anyone in that gives you some size. So,
well, Chris, this is my counter to that, and I see where you're going. I suggested twice during the game last night when I was calling the game that they put Jackson Hayes in the game. I kind of agree with you, but Jackson Hayes played himself off the floor in this series. He was terrible when they put him in there. So I understand where JJ was coming from. Maxi Kleber's 6'10". He goes, maybe we'll get lightning in a bottle.
5 minutes with him.
Chris, I get your complaint, but he just did. Mace, he didn't have the options on that roster.
It's interesting. On the national TV broadcast, they kept cutting away to Jackson Hayes and showing him. Like Jackson Hayes, Hayes.
Hey, 7-footer, put him
you've
in.
got a guy right there.
Right, but what did he show when he played his 4 minutes a game that actually was like, oh, he's going to do something of note?
Nothing.
Besides foul Rudy Gobert. I mean,
Yes.
Well, not a good free throw shooter, so maybe that.
All right, here's Sia. Hey, Sia, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, this is actually a question directly for John, maybe as like a distraction from the Lakers loss.
Yeah.
I have a desperate stain removal situation that I need your advice on.
Okay, what do you got?
So I have a pair of Jordans. They're Jordan 3s. The love of my life bought them for me. They're my favorite shoes ever. And when I was at the hair salon yesterday, I got hair dye on them, and I cannot for the life of me get it out. If I send you a tweet or something, would you be able to help me?
Yeah. Just send me a message at LA Ireland, and I'll send you a couple of ideas that might be able to help.
Stain man.
What is the color of the shoe, and what's the color of the stain?
So the color of the shoe is white. It's like the white leather Jordan material, and then the stain is now it's kind of like a gray because I was able to get some of it off, but the bulk of it is still on there. So it went from being brown to gray.
Yeah, send me a note and I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
Would Motzenbacher's work on that?
It might, but there is actually a type of Motzenbacher's that is targeted for whatever it is. If the fact that she knows what the stain is,
right?
She knows it's hair dye.
Sure,
I think I can help her.
Wow.
But we'll see.
Nice.
I wrecked
Stain master.
I wrecked a pair of Laura's pants, and that was the end of my career as the stain master.
You'll always be the stain master to us.
Always and forever.
Let's go to Eugene. Hey, Eugene, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, really quick, just wanted to touch on three things about the series. Chris Finch definitely outcoached J.J. Redick. Austin Reeves didn't perform to his normal standard that we've seen before in the playoffs. And then lastly, Lakers just got to get young, also athletically and big. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks. Right, yeah. By the way, and he made a point about Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves had a terrible series.
I know,
Just
as I mentioned,
series.
I know Austin. He would tell you that.
Oh, he did a big press conference last night where he talked about how bad he was in the series. And, he just did not come up big.
He was a turnover machine the entire series.
Larry. Hey, Larry, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Good afternoon. Two things. First of all, I have a funny story about a driver's license. So when I was 16, I went to my parents and I said to them, hey, I want to get my driver's license. And they said to me, okay, we're not going to give you a car, but even if we did, you still got to pay for insurance. And even if you get a car and you have insurance, you still got to pay for gas. And I was like, I can't afford any of that. Fast forward to when I was 18 and I finally got it. Let's just say I got one mistake over the amount I was supposed to, and I tried to bribe the lady at the driver's ed school,
Right.
or take an actual driving test.
Yep.
And she told me, "Go ahead. I did this in pencil. I'm going to erase one for you. You got your license."
Oh, wow. She helped you out.
Oh, that's awesome. I wonder how much it costs to just buy a license outright, huh?
And then the second thing, I want to get your opinion on this. What do you think? I've been hearing things on the internet about John Morant, potentially them trying to trade him, and then obviously Kevin Durant. When it comes to Kevin Durant, you have you're getting bigger. Yes, he's older, but it's telling the Suns, take whoever you want besides Luka and LeBron. I'm out, guys.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, Greg. Who would you rather have, John Morant or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
I'd rather have John Morant because he's 10 years younger.
It's also, Ja is just a little bit. He's kind of like an idiot at times, where he's
he's done some really dumb
doing
stuff.
the gun stuff, and instead of the gun, he does the grenade, and he's going to get himself kicked out of these games. He's a high flyer and amazing, but he also.
But guys do grow up. It wasn't that long
so.
ago that Kyrie Irving was like everybody's nightmare, and he turned out okay.
Kyrie was at the game last night.
Well, yeah, I saw him last night.
Let's go to Patty. Hey, Patty, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys. Hey, man, I just want to give John and Michael their flowers. They called it a great season. And, I mean, Game 4, I was stuck in the car. And, man, you guys called such a great end of that game.
Oh, that's very nice of you, man.
Dude, I mean, seriously, I get home, I pull in the driveway, and I can run inside and watch the end of the game. But I sat in my car because you guys were giving so much great insight where they were like, oh, they haven't crossed midcourt and they only have 1 second. I don't even know if the players know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you and John, you even said, you're like, man, they put up a valiant effort, blah, blah, blah. And Michael's like, man, the game's not over yet, John, Well, and, I mean, the rapport you guys have, I mean, kudos to you guys, man.
Oh, that's very nice,
work.
Patty. Thank you for calling, man. That's awesome. Thank you. Here's Jay. Jay, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys, I think we need a good old-fashioned Kamnetsky Brothers blame pie. I'll get it started. 50% on Laura for jinxing us. 40%.
Whatever.
40% on Steph for changing the game and having us shoot more than half of our field goal attempts. And game 4 is three-pointers.
Yeah.
9% on JJ for not playing Dalton at all this series when he was our best offensive weapon.
All
off
right,
the
now
bench.
if you have 1% left, if this is going to be a true blame pie, you know where the 1% has to go, right?
Frank McCourt.
There you go.
That's right.
Then it's a real Jay. Excellent blame
That's
pie.
right. Good
if you
blame
call
pie.
our show with a blame pie, 1% minimum needs to go to Frank McCourt, who was blamed. If Frank McCourt still owned the Dodgers, he would be blamed for this 0-8 between the Clippers,
100%.
Lakers, and Kings.
Laura, you got 50% of the blame.
Yeah,
that's
congratulations.
okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
way to go.
You should own that.
I didn't do anything, so sure.
You picked against the Lakers.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Here's Mike. Hey, Mike, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, hey guys! I wanted two things. One, I went to the game last night. It's the first game that I've ever been to with my wife, and we actually had I want to be a little bit positive for a second. The game was a lot more exciting than I think. Obviously, people are pretty bummed, but I think the game was a lot more exciting than I think people are giving credit for, especially the third quarter and leading into the end of the game. But I had a question for Ireland, which is there's a couple names that you guys mentioned, John Morant, and Kevin Durant, but I'm getting the names wrong, but who do you think they should go for? In terms of a big, because obviously Rudy Gobert outplayed the hell out of them, and they need a big, and that's the consensus. But who should they get?
Okay, I'll throw a few names out there that I've heard might be possibilities. The first one is Brook Lopez. His contract is up in Milwaukee. He's older, but we had him here once before, and when we had him the first time, he didn't shoot threes, and now he does, so you can leave him on the floor. What do you guys think of that idea?
So I like Brook Lopez.
I like it.
But didn't he leave on? He wasn't really happy here the last time he left, right? I feel like there was always towels over his head. He wasn't really.
Well, they traded
it was
him,
different,
to get out of either the Luol Deng or the.
I don't know if he had a good experience here the last time he was here, but I like Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez, I like. What about Miles Turner?
Harder to get.
Been trying to do that for years.
Is he a free agent?
Turner, no.
NBA free agents.
You'd have to trade for him.
Okay, you'd have to trade for him. Naz Reid as a player option?
He resigns now. Player option?
Well, it depends how far they go, but it's his option, so it's completely up to him.
And otherwise, it's just guys. Clint Capella, Mo Wagner, Al Horford. I mean, it's nobody that's going to put them over the top in any way. I have a feeling that whatever big man comes and is going to be part of this roster is going to be somebody that comes via trade.
It looks like Turner is an unrestricted.
That's what I thought. I thought Miles Turner was unrestricted.
It looks like he might have signed a deal, but according to Spotrac, he's unrestricted.
Okay, well, yeah, he's a good player. And, but they do need size. They're going to have to add size to the roster. Here is Josh. Hey, Josh, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
What's up, you 5% dum-dums?
Yeah, we are.
Thank you.
Okay, so here, John, here's my problem. You're talking about Brook Lopez. The dude's 37 years old. You also have Steven Adams, who's 31. He's a dog. I'd rather have him. But, Greg, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So when Anthony Davis was on the team earlier in the season, you're talking about, hey, I want to get rid of LeBron now so we can go ahead and start the rebuild. Well, here we go again. So now next year we're going to go with LeBron again. LeBron is not what he was. So you're not going to build your team around him. You're going to build around Luka. But what are you going to do? You're still stuck with him. Do you still want to get rid of him, or how do you go about that?
No, I do not. The Luka trade changed everything for me when it comes to LeBron. The whole idea was that you were not going to win a championship with LeBron and AD. So now that AD is gone and it's LeBron and Luka, you have to keep both of them. And also, those two do play well together. In terms of Luka being in shape and LeBron being a closer also, as you can get some bigs around him that you can have lob threats for Luka, it's already Luka's team. So absolutely, LeBron is here to stay until he wants to go at this point.
And by the way, I know you guys are tired of me saying this, but it happens every single year. A big name is going to move who will surprise us.
Mm-hmm.
This year it was Luka. In past years, it's been Durant. There is someone that you do not see moving that is going to get moved. Might be Giannis. Might be. And I'm not saying that person's going to move to the Lakers,
right?
But the Lakers tend to pick up the phone and get in on anything that happens.
Although if Giannis moved now, it wouldn't really be a surprise. At least the way people are talking, right? Everybody's anticipating that he's going to ask out and go.
Well, you'd have to have a tremendous package to offer Milwaukee to get him, and the teams that have the tremendous packages are teams like San Antonio, Utah, Oklahoma City,
Houston.
because they control Houston. Yeah, they control the draft. They have all the draft picks. Yeah. Let's get a couple more in here, and then we're going to get Luke Robitaille on the show. Here's Jerome. Hey, Jerome, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jerome.
Hey, man, I blame this on Shannon Sharp and everybody else that said Lakers in 5. You guys jinxed the Lakers, man.
Oh, you
Lakers in 5.
You believe we have that power?
We
Good
do.
to know.
We control that.
You told J.J. Redick to not play anybody in Game 4.
Yes.
Here is Anthony. Hey, Anthony, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to piggyback on two things. Number one being that the way the Lakers play was not sustainable. Even if it wasn't the Wolves, it was going to be the next round because the amount of minutes with all of our starters, virtually no bench, and AR non-existent. I'm glad he has self-awareness and realizes that he's able to admit that he was a no-show for the playoffs. And lastly, does that need to be said with, in the public with LeBron comment towards like, oh, well, you already know type effect that we have no center type feel? I mean, I know the type of caliber player that he is. He gets a pass. He's not your average player because of his achievements or whatnot. But, assess, like you mentioned earlier, assess like after the fact, like, come on, man. Does that need to be said?
So you don't like the fact that LeBron was pointing out their weaknesses? Well, he gets asked all those questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of like dodged it. He kind of dodged it. It wasn't. It wasn't necessarily the night for that, but I get what he's saying.
All right. There's one thing that could take this sour taste out of our mouths that we have after watching the Lakers season end last night. And that's if the Kings win 2 games.
Go, Kings, go!
And that starts tonight in Edmonton, a game you can hear live here on ESPN LA. Kings need to win. If they do, the series is tied at 3, and we'd have a Game 7 at Crypto on Saturday. Luke Robitaille, president of the Kings, will join us next.
Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And it is a Therapy Thursday here on 710 ESPN and on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube all day long at ESPN Los Angeles. We're here for you all day. Your reaction, your interaction, and what do we do next? Come on, Lakers fans. This is your home of Lakers basketball and your home today of a Therapy Thursday all day long on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move. Or maybe you inherited a home that you just don't want to hang on to. Whatever your reasons to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for decades. Their seller reviews speak for themselves. They're just people who buy from people, and they'll provide you a custom solution that works for your needs. They offer and will buy with cash, and they close in days. The great part is you don't have to worry about spending any money on repairs, preparing your home to be shown, or having people come in and out. And there are no agents, just a great offer and an easy experience that will give you the peace of mind so that you can walk away happy. So if it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a free, no-obligation offer today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? With a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. Brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GAR-001292. GAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows, fun shows.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
All right, it is a Therapy Thursday reacting to the Lakers' first-round exit at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves. You can react with us all day long leading up to Kings-Oilers Game 6 at 7 o'clock in Edmonton. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor, only 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Please enjoy responsibly. All right.
Speaking of enjoy,
yep,
you got to watch the Kings tonight. These playoff games are intense on their own, but tonight is an elimination game. And the Kings, Mace, have led in every game of this series. But for 3 games in a row, the Oilers have come from behind to win. And joining us right now is the president of the Kings, our friend Luke Robitaille. How are we feeling, Luke?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. So the Lakers lost. Everybody's been losing. All of our hopes and dreams are with the Kings right now, Luke.
All right. I like it. I like it, guys.
Okay, so Luke, again, here's my annual dumb hockey question. I noticed the shots on goal for Game 5 were very lopsided. I think it was 46-22 Oilers. How do you correct that? I'm sure Jim Hiller and his guys are working on. Is that simply possession that they're getting more shots? They were being more aggressive, or when you have that big of a disparity in shots on goal, how significant is that, and is it fixable?
Yeah, it's definitely fixable. I mean, most games we've been leading in shots. It seemed like last game, especially in the first period, I think they ended up with 19 in the first period. Then we kind of got back to normal, allowing about 11, 12 shots a period, which is the norm. I think last game, for some reason, we didn't come out and play our best game. Our goalie was really good.
Yep.
He gave us a chance to come back, but that was probably our worst game. So, that being said, you expect our team right now to come out, and tonight that'll be their best game, and that's the way you kind of look at it. But definitely we thought our last game was not our best game. So, and we were still in there. We gave ourselves a chance, but this is one of those tonight where you just got to go out there, and I think Jonathan Quick said it best years ago. You got to hate to lose. So you got to go out there and just say, we're going to do whatever it takes to just take it to them.
Luke, I'm the resident puckhead, and I got a question, a really hardcore hockey question. A friend of mine is a huge Kings fan. He says that Hiller has limited the exposure of the fourth line, and he thinks the top three lines are getting gassed. Is there anything to that?
Well, their top three lines are playing, if anything, more minutes than ours. So that's not necessarily true. I mean, I think the problem is you're trying to have the right matchups. So we try to match ups with whether they're matching up with us or we're matching up with them. And I think their fourth line is playing maybe a couple more minutes a game than ours. Jim tried to address it last game. Unfortunately, by the second period, it was it just seemed like there wasn't much of a chance. And I know people are talking about, I think it was game 4, where, by the time we got to overtime, we didn't have the pace that we normally do. So that you could say that it was too many minutes, but there was 20 seconds left and we should have won that game, and we didn't. And so everything we had done up to that point was perfect to win the game, and we made one little mistake and they ended up in our net, and then we had to keep going in overtime. But when you're there at that time, you're trying to win that game for that moment,
So the Kings have done a really good job on Draisaitl and on McDavid, but it seems to be some of these other guys like Bouchard, Kane are really kind of getting in there. Corey Perry. How do you stop some of those other guys that are starting to maybe not focus as much on them, or do you have to focus on those other two guys?
We just got to play our game. We're the better team. We have more depth than them, and we got to go out there and just play our game. And when we play our game, and it's not about worried about the other team, what they're going to do. It's about us going out there and having that killer instinct. You just go out there and you do whatever it takes to win. And if we do that, there's no doubt in my mind we'll come out winners tonight.
Luc Robitaille, president of the Kings, joining us. The Kings have a do-or-die game tonight in Edmonton. You can hear it right here on ESPN LA. Luke, when Gretzky was traded to LA and you were all part of that when you were on the team, everybody said to me, the thing that you don't know about Gretzky is that he's probably a better passer than he is a scorer, and he's the greatest scorer of all time. But his passing is insane. Is McDavid that way too? I watch him, of course he's going to score because he's so fast. But, man, his passing is insane. Is it possible that he has that thing that Gretz had, that he might actually be as good of a passer or maybe even a better passer than a scorer?
Oh, he does, yeah. His vision on the ice is superior than probably anyone in our game today. And he's as good a passer as anyone in our game. There's another guy in Tampa Bay, Kucherov, who's very, very talented. But the way McDavid does it at full speed there's no one else that could compare to him.
So what's the road environment like there in Edmonton? What's it going to feel like? How does it compare to what we see? Like I was at the Kings last week. The crowd is like just on fire, unbelievable fans. What's it like in Edmonton?
It's the same, and it's the same here. Everywhere you go, you see orange jerseys, the only thing that's different when you're in a city like in Canada, like Edmonton, which is much smaller city in LA. It's like a small downtown. So during the day when you're walking around the city, it's kind of funny because people come out of these buildings and they're in serious meetings, but they all wear Oilers jerseys in the meetings during the day. So that's it's always kind of really weird to see. You're just, because every building is connected because it's so cold in the winter, so you could cross the street in those tunnels. So you go from building to building, let's say to go get a coffee, and literally it seems like everyone's wearing a jersey. It's really funny.
Yeah, I remember you played very briefly in Detroit. The first time I ever covered a game in Detroit, I swear, Luke, 85% of the building had Red Wings jerseys on. It was a sight to see. So I do notice that tends to happen up in Edmonton. Hey, Luke, for whatever reason, I mentioned this earlier, you guys have had the lead in every game. And sometimes they come back, sometimes they didn't. You've won twice, they've won 3. Is there is that something or nothing that for whatever reason you guys the Lakers were this way too? They had the lead in almost every game, and then Minnesota would come back. If you have the lead, is the tendency of the team ahead to relax and maybe not be as aggressive? And is that part of the challenge here, that even if you're ahead 2-0, you should play like you're down 0-2?
Yeah, you want to do that, but human instinct, guys care and they want to win. So you suddenly, maybe if you're down by a goal, you might make a play up the middle. And if, a lot of time, if you make that play, if it gets cut off, you could give an outnumbered chances. If you're up by a goal or two, there's no team in the NHL that will take that chance,
Right.
So they're you keep moving forward. But that being said, when we get the lead tonight, we got to just keep pressing for sure. You want to take it on a team like that, take it and play it down low as much as possible. They're going to get some chances because they got guys they're going to press, and just like we would do, they're going to shorten up their bench, so their best players are going to play even more. So it's going to be up to us to keep pressing and put the puck as much in their zone and play down there as much as possible.
Yeah, and like Adrian Kempe was amazing in the first 3 games, and now he's kind of slowed down these last 2. How do you get juice going again?
It didn't go in for him, but he's still playing well. He's one of our best players, so, every once in a while you need a little puck luck, and we have a lot of guys that are 20 to 30 goal scorers. And I always say, you like that one? Yeah. I always say, like, when you get these guys that are 20 or 30 goal scorers, sometimes you might get a couple games where you don't score. But when you start going, we have more than most teams. So I foresee these guys coming out tonight and just, getting out of those little 1 or 2 game slumps and just like getting 1 or 2 goals. That's all we need.
Awesome.
Luke, are you superstitious? Like, will you wear something tonight or do something tonight that wouldn't probably not be normal just because it's such a big game? Or over the years, has all those superstitions kind of gone away?
No, you still have some. We're all kids at heart, and you believe in things. There's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do absolutely nothing of what I did the last game I was here.
Okay.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Everything that I did last game is out the door.
Opposite day, Luke.
Yeah, do the opposite.
Yeah, if you were going to a coffee place, good turn left and go to the pizza place instead, okay?
It's so far my schedule's been perfect for this day.
All right.
XA, well, we could not be more behind you, man. You got to save the city. Luke, do you realize that since last Friday, the Clippers, Kings, and Lakers are 0-8? All 3 of them.
Oh, my God. Okay, we're turning this around tonight.
Exactly. That's what we want to hear.
Turn it around.
Good luck, and we'll talk to you after Game 7 on Sunday, okay?
And bring Marty McSorley with you.
Oh, yeah. Because Morales is ready to face off with Marty.
Deal.
All right. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, man.
Okay, guys.
All right, there's Luke Robitaille getting ready for Game 6 tonight in Edmonton. And, the hopes and dreams of the city ride with the Kings. Yes. All right, we are coming back. We'll get more of your calls in on the Lakers exiting the playoffs.
Yeah, 877-710-3776. We'll leave the phones open for the rest of the show. We got another hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we'll leave the phones open if you guys want to comment on the Lakers, the Kings, or anything else.
Yep. All right. In the meantime, when you're injured in an accident, one of the first calls you're going to get is from the other guy's insurance company. And they want to give you money, but you shouldn't fall for the trick. They're offering you money to replace or repair your vehicle. But will that cover your medical bills? Any lost wages for time missing work? No, it won't. You shouldn't have to pay any money out of your pocket, fix your car, or go see the doctor if you're missing work, all that stuff. It's making your paycheck less than normal. Do yourself a favor. You know who to call. It's Jacob. He's going to deal with the insurance company. He's going to help you with the rental car. He's going to schedule your doctor's appointments. Nothing will come out of pocket, and you don't pay a dime out of pocket while Jacob helps to take care of you and get you the settlement that you deserve. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.com, and if you or a loved one has been injured or lost property because of the recent wildfires, please call Jacob for a free case evaluation. Together we will rebuild. That's calljacob.com. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Bergie, there's a part where I'm walking and I'm standing with Clinton, and I see you walking in the background. I'm like, oh my God, did I screw over Bergie in some way?
I am not worried about that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's taking the Cappy Lappy that serious.
I do like the Cappy Lappy though. We've done it a few times.
Yeah, the virality is going crazy. Yeah, it needs a song, George.
That's what the song should be.
Yeah.
No, it's the Laffy
like
Taffy.
Laffy Taffy,
But somebody should call it. We should do like a parody version. Call it the Cappy Lappy. The Cappy Lappy.
Yeah, you know what else it needs? It needs a partner now.
Hold on, play the song. Play Laffy Taffy for Cappy.
The clean version.
Yeah, the clean version.
Please, the clean version.
Wait, you don't know a Cap?
Let me hear it. Oh yeah.
The Cappy Lappy. Oh, the Cappy Lappy.
Yeah.
Cappy Lappy.
See, we can do that.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy. Teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Mother's Day is coming up fast and you don't want to drop the ball. Show the incredible moms in your life how much you love and appreciate them with a thoughtful gift from Pro Flowers. Ordering takes just minutes, and Pro Flowers' large selection of modern arrangements at affordable prices are sure to make you look like a gift-giving pro. Visit proflowers.com/sports or use the code SPORTS at checkout for $15 off your Mother's Day order. All Pro Flowers orders are backed by our 7-day freshness guarantee, so you can gift easy with Pro Flowers.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon, a Therapy Thursday, as we get through it together. What is your reaction? This is where we react, and this is where we get you through it. Mason and Ireland continues a Therapy Thursday right now on 710.
We're all in therapy today.
Hey, here's some news.
Okay.
Shams Charania tweets this. After conversations with Tyrese Halliburton's father, John Halliburton, and the Indiana Pacers front office, John Halliburton will not attend the team's home and road games for the foreseeable future.
Good.
I agree with you.
Yep.
Michael yesterday was adamant that there should be no restrictions on Tyrese Halliburton's dad, that he apologized and this is over. But here's why this is a bigger deal than you realize. Charles Barkley was on Dan Patrick's TV show yesterday.
Yep.
And Patrick asked him about John Halliburton and maybe how Charles would have reacted had John Halliburton came at him when he was a player. Here's Charles.
Giannis is one of my favorite players. He became more of one of my favorite players last night
Because ain't no way in the hell I wouldn't have clocked his ass. Dad, ain't no way I wouldn't have clocked him. And I ain't trying to be no fake tough guy on television. There's no way I wouldn't have punched him in the face when he did what he did. There's no way. And like I say, I ain't trying to be no fake tough guy. But in that heat of the moment, and Giannis said it, I didn't know it was his dad. If a regular fan came on the court and did that to me, I 100% would have punched him in the face.
So that's why, Mace, you gotta get this situation managed.
Because this could easily go ugly if you pick on the wrong guy. If you go approach the wrong guy, it could go all south.
Under the Michael plan, if you're someone's dad, all you need to do is apologize and everything's fine.
Yep, walk out, jaw at a player, later apologize, you're fine. No,
if you cause a scene, I always use the analogy that I stole from Tim Harris, my boss at the Lakers, who says, the event, no matter what sport it is a pool.
Yeah.
The players stay in the pool, the fans stay out of the pool,
right.
and you don't cross streams. In other words, if you're out of the pool, stay out. If you're in the pool, stay in. John Halliburton jumped in the pool.
So here's my question. Do you think this was John Halliburton making the decision on his own? Was it Tyrese saying, no, Dad, I don't want you there? Was it the team saying, no, we don't want your dad there? Was it the league saying, no, we don't want Tyrese Halliburton's dad there?
And you tell me if you guys agree. Here's my guess. I think the Pacers went to John Halliburton. The league called the Pacers and said, do you want to handle this or you want us to handle it? And the Pacers said, let us have a conversation with John. And I think the Pacers said to him, John, you need to voluntarily step away for the foreseeable future, and if you don't, the league's going to make you.
Right.
So if you want to manage this story, let us announce that you're going to step away for the foreseeable future. It's not forever, maybe a series, and we'll work towards getting you back at the games, but you need to do something or we're going to do it for you.
See, if it was my dad, if I was Tyrese Halliburton, if it's my dad, Steve Mason's dad shows up somewhere and starts getting into it with us.
Hair lip!
Dad you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Dad, you're grounded. You can't come to my stuff anymore.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can't have your parents or your dad running amok.
No, and then I wonder if this has anything to do with it. He was on something TMJ, and he apologized before, but last night he went on something and he said, when I turned, it might have seemed like I was looking at him, but I really wasn't. I was looking through him.
Okay.
He said, don't effing disrespect me. So at that point, is he really apologizing? And did that lead?
Yeah, no.
That leads to you being.
The apology he issued yesterday on social media was a good one. He basically fell
and then
on
he
the
went
sword.
backwards on it.
But wait a minute. I wasn't looking at him. I was looking through him.
Yeah, through him.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You're looking through Giannis?
I'm looking through Giannis.
Who's 6'11".
One of the biggest men in the league. You're looking through him. All right. Hey, it's Cosm Ticket Thursday today. That means in Ireland, now that the NBA season is over, you can experience Cosm.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I'll find a night to get over there.
It's so spectacular. And tonight, the NHL playoffs are happening at Cosm. We have got a pair of tickets to watch tonight's to join King's Watch Party at Cosm, Los Angeles tonight. DeMarco's going to be there. Travis is going to be there. Jorge, Emily, the whole morning show is going to be there. It is an incredible experience because you are talking about immersive shared reality. Now, I say that, and by the way, caller number 7 is going to be there tonight, 877-710-ESPN. I say immersive shared reality, and you say, as Luke Robitaille would say, no, it's what it is these gigantic wraparound LED screens. The game is above you and below you and around you. You will feel like you are there at the boards. King's Watch Party tonight, and again, all kinds of big events coming up at Cosm, Los Angeles. Go to Cosm.com, that's COSM.com, Cosm.com, or use the Cosm mobile app, and good luck. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
From a 2-0 series lead to a 3-2 hole, the Kings season is on the line tonight in Edmonton.
We got to go win a hockey game. They took it away from us. We got to go win a hockey game and take it back. That's just the way it goes. I mean, there's no tricks here. We've proven we're a pretty good hockey team. Go there and take it back because they just took it away from us.
Kings, Oilers. It's a do or die. Game 6 for LA tonight at 7 on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Lakers fans, don't miss any of the action during the playoffs. Take the purple and gold with you wherever you go by downloading the Lakers app presented by BBGO. With the Lakers app, get access to exclusive sweepstakes, wallpapers, live game updates, in-game highlights, and more. The Lakers app is available in the App Store for free. Stay locked in during playoffs and listen to every playoff game on the Lakers app. The Lakers app has you covered, Lake Show. Download the Lakers app now to your iPhone or Android. Let's go Lakers.
It is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon, a Therapy Thursday, as we get through it together. What is your reaction? This is where we react, and this is where we get you through it. Mason and Ireland continues a Therapy Thursday right now on 710.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Yeah. Dos Hombres.
All right,
guys.
Brian.
Thank you very much. Take it away for you. So I got a couple stories here that I had from earlier in the week that never got to. I don't know if you guys got to, but thought they were pretty good. So this first one was Rachel Nichols was on All the Smoke, the podcast, Matt Barnes, early this weekend, and said when voting for MVP and player awards, kind of tricky, and said that there is no difference between, when voting for awards, there's no difference between MVP and best player. And she thinks that there may be time to have a different category for MVP and best player. And my question is, taking her theory, if SGA is the overwhelming MVP this year, who was the best player?
Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, doesn't
Always.
it water down the MVP, though, if you give out best player next to it? I mean, it's like you're splitting the baby,
Because
right?
it's kind of Jokic every year at the
Right.
moment, but you'd like the MVP trophy to move around a little bit. So
It
maybe
does
this is a way to
naturally.
split the difference.
The words are most valuable, so it was SGA most valuable to.
Yes,
yes,
he was. Yeah,
was he?
But was he the best player?
Was he the best? That's the argument. So was
No.
Jokic the most valuable player for the Nuggets?
I would have voted for Jokic for most valuable player myself.
Yeah,
I just think there's no better player.
I
in
think
the league.
SGA was just too good, and as you always
And
like
on
to
a
say,
team with a great record.
and the best record, best team, all that kind of stuff. And you always say it's traveling trophy. It goes to SGA.
Yeah.
What's up, Foo?
One of the things that happened over the weekend that I thought was amazing, one of those rare 4 home run games of Mauricio Suarez from the D-backs. This is the stat that kind of got me, caught off guard. So there's only been 24 perfect games in MLB history, which everybody seems to say is the hardest thing to do to accomplish is the perfect game. But the 4 home run game has only happened 19 times. And, I thought that the perfect game was the hardest thing to achieve in baseball, but apparently it is the 4 home run game. What to you is more impressive? Somebody going out there with a perfect game or, the more rare 4 home run in a single game?
I think it's harder to hit 4 home runs in a game. Only because after you hit the first 2, Mace, I wouldn't throw you any pitches to hit.
Right.
A perfect game, you have 8 other guys helping you out, making defensive plays and making outs. But 4 home runs in one game means that the pitcher on the other team fell asleep.
Yeah.
Because after you hit 2 off me, I'm not throwing you any more strikes.
I was at a 4 home run game. It was
You
an
were.
Arizona Diamondbacks game.
JD Martinez.
JD Martinez had 4 home runs. It was pretty amazing. It was amazing the 4th time.
He was the last one to do it.
Like you said. Was he the last one?
Yeah, he was the last one to do it, 2017.
Yeah, I was at that game, and I was like, how are you still pitching to this guy when he's unconscious?
Yeah, it really is the 4 home run game just by pure numbers because
By pure numbers,
but
yeah.
24 perfect games, 19 was it 4 home run games? I mean, you have to go with that, but you're not really wrong in either sense. They're both
But
incredible.
which would you rather be at?
Which would I actually see?
Yeah.
I think the perfect game.
Me too. I'd
Yeah.
rather see the perfect game.
Yeah, I agree.
Even a no-hitter.
Same.
I've never been to a no-hitter.
I've never been to a no-hitter.
I'm different than you guys. I'd rather see the 4 home run game.
Oh, I've seen it. It's not that great, especially when it doesn't happen
it was
for
great.
your team.
When you were there, it was great.
I've been in a no-hitter. I've seen 2 of them in person.
Yeah, I know.
2 of them?
Yeah,
Who'd you
they're
see?
pretty impressive.
Ramon Martinez.
Right, and the other one was Mike Scott threw a no-hitter to win the pennant in Houston
Oh, wow.
in 1986, and the place went
And
crazy.
he did not scuff the baseball,
He
right?
did.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
He
had
did,
like
as it turns
30
out.
bags,
Yeah.
balls in a bag, and they
It's
were
like
all
a
scuffed in the
pocket
exact
full
same
of razor
place.
blades.
Right.
Hey, it worked.
We were trying to figure out how he was doing it, and we think one of the infielders had a sharpened belt buckle.
That sounds
and so
right.
when they throw the ball around the horn after a strikeout, he would just rake it across his waist and put a gash in the ball. But I'm speculating.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, just speculation.
All right, guys, one of the national days today is National Loyalty Day. Pretty important being loyalty and all
Sure.
that stuff. My question is, do we see true loyalty in sports today, or is it just all about winning? We don't see those Tony Gwynn, the Kobe, the one guy staying with the team through thick and thin. Is loyalty in sports over?
It's been over for a long time.
On both sides.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when Kobe retired, I thought that's the last Hall of Fame Laker that I'm going to see that plays his whole career with one team. Because now, look at everybody. I mean, like Giannis is talking about leaving. He's only 30.
Yep.
I think Jokic will play for another team before his career's over.
Yeah.
LeBron's already played for 3 of them.
Right, and sometimes it's the ownership.
Durant's played for, 6 different teams?
Luka wasn't looking to leave Dallas.
What
Just
about
bam,
Steph?
no loyalty.
Steph has been completely
Oh,
loyal.
Steph is probably the exception here.
Yeah, but no. Well, Steph, though, is 37.
But he
Dame
won't ever
was-
play for another team, right?
Dame was loyal, and over and over again, never wanted to leave. He finally was like, okay, I can't be here in Portland anymore. You're moving in a different direction, bringing in Scoot Henderson, and they moved him.
Yeah.
But he was very, very loyal. There's
Mace,
only a few
yes.
people.
I think Steph will finish his career with the Warriors, but I don't think anyone currently playing under the age of 25 will be a one-team player. I think Wemby will play for another team. We have already seen it with Luka.
Yep.
He got traded
He was
when he was
supposed to.
25.
Yep.
Shea's already played for 2 teams.
Right.
I mean, it's just the way
No,
of
I
the
mean,
world.
it's the old you will be tolerated until you can be
Yeah.
replaced. Sometimes teams say, we're done with you. Sometimes players say, I'm done with the team, whether it's Jimmy Butler, it's Luka. I mean, you see both sides of the coin there. But, yeah, I don't think loyalty in sports is a thing anymore.
Do you think that Ant will be that guy, especially
No.
if they go to the Western Conference Finals for a second year in a row, and you think he's eventually going to leave Minnesota?
Think about it. How old is Ant? He's 23. 23. No, I mean, you can't project he's going to be in Minnesota the rest of his career.
You can't project
he'll go
it,
somewhere else.
But if they continue, you have Alex Rodriguez as your owner now. There's money that they brought in there. If they continue to build around Ant, he could stay there.
Think about it.
Or
for
Jokic.
the next 15 years, do you think?
He could, as long as they continue to build around him and bring him the right people in.
Greg,
I don't think he will.
Greg, have you ever been to Minnesota?
Yeah, well, there's that part of it. What about Jokic in Denver?
He ain't staying there. Denver's different than Minnesota.
Sure. So what about Jokic? Could he be a loyal? He doesn't. I mean, he loves basketball, but that's not his jam to kind
Yeah,
of
I
move
could see
around.
Jokic retiring early, like 34,
Because he
35
doesn't seem
years
to
old.
love the game.
Do you remember that when
Tatum in Boston?
somebody said, "Are you looking forward to the parade?" And he said, "When is the parade?" And they said, "It's Thursday." He goes, "Oh God, I gotta go home.
I need to be by my horses."
And then they made him after he had just won the title and won Finals MVP. They made him go
Although
to the parade.
he did say this. I just happen to have this handy.
You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I want to stay on parade. This is the best.
Yeah, that was smart.
The parade ended up winning him over in the end.
What's up, Foo?
All right, so Freddie Freeman sat down with Chris Rose, Baseball Today, talked about a couple of his lifetime achievements that he's kind of closing in on, 3,000 hits, still a little bit away, but also currently sitting at a perfect 300 average, and talked about the importance of having a 300 average in today's game. And Freeman said that, the stat has kind of gone away, and he's not a fan of that. He actually likes the 300 average because it's a true testament of being a great hitter. Do you kind of agree with this? And would you like to see more guys, shoot for that like
I don't
Freddie's
really look
goal?
at batting average anymore. I mean,
Never.
I look at on base percentage and I look at OPS and slug. I mean, it's the batting average
Like, I
is
can't
not
even
as
tell
important.
you. I was able to tell you like every player who had won a batting title. I can't tell you a player who's won a batting title in the last 5 years.
Luis Arise.
Luis Arise is the guy who tends to win them. But you're right.
With singles, because he just hits a single.
It's because baseball doesn't put an emphasis on batting average anymore. You don't mind a guy if he walks a bunch and doesn't hit for average because it drives up his OBP, which drives up his OPS, and that's ultimately what players get measured by.
Yep. I'm not a fan of it at all. I'm with you. I like OBP. I think batting average, it just doesn't really show you what type of player you are anymore.
Yeah.
You can have 45 home runs and have a 220 batting average.
Look at Luis Arise.
Yeah.
He's like the most unproductive 300-plus hitter there is.
Exactly. So it goes both ways.
Yeah.
What's up, Foo?
So also over the weekend, one of the worst ways I think you can ever lose a game is on an error, if we're talking baseball here. But the Giants had the Little League walk-off home run.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I have a friend who was there for that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was their. I should say it was their kid, their first baseball game. They got to see the Little League ending.
What a game to see. That ending where the ball just a little tapper back to the pitcher, overthrows it to first, outfielder overthrows third, the guy comes around scoring. My question here is that the most embarrassing way to lose a baseball game, is giving up the Little League home run?
I can't think of a worse one.
No,
well,
that's
except,
pretty bad.
Well, except when the Yankees made all those errors in the World Series and kind of handed that game to the Dodgers.
Right.
Fifth
inning.
That might be a worse way to lose.
The best fifth inning ever.
Because instead of making just one bad play, they made like 4 in the same inning.
Yep.
But yeah, the Little League home run, which if you don't know what we're talking about, a guy hit a ground ball. They threw it over the first baseman's head. The runner ran to second. Then he tried to go to third, and they threw it over the third baseman's head, and the runner came in to score and won the game. There's not a lot of ways that are much worse than that.
I mean, it's called a Little League home run.
Yeah, they
for
call it a
reason.
Little League home run. Exactly.
It was a Little League play. Absolutely.
What's up, Foo?
I got one more here for you guys. So in the end of the season poll that the Athletic put out when they had the most overrated NBA players and all that stuff, there was another one talking about the players, their views on sports gambling, and apparently 34% of the NBA players viewed the gambling partnerships as favorable. And a wide majority of players didn't see a positive impact, and a few even said, quote, they don't see us as human beings anymore when they're just putting us for parlays.
That's interesting.
Is this going to change to where the players are going to have some say here coming up?
Yeah,
most of the league
not.
is not against
They're not going to have
for
any say whatsoever because this is an NBA property now, just like it's an NFL property, MLB property. I saw that MLB players are suing DraftKings because they don't. You know how you don't want how everybody's picture comes up?
Right.
I'm going to play this guy, and you can see Freddie Freeman. I'm going to play this guy. You can see Mookie Betts. You can see their faces on the app.
It's like an NIL
and
thing.
the players have said, no, you can't use our faces anymore, and they're suing over it. So there's a lot of – but in the end, players I think – do you think end analysis, is gambling good or bad for sports?
I don't hate it. I think that being able to gamble on sporting events makes it more fun, but I do think it comes with some issues.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me would I keep it or dump it, I'd keep it.
Yeah. Me too. There are many, many flaws, and there are lots of ways for it to go wrong, but Pandora is out of the box, and we all got to deal with the ramifications. And if players don't like, I don't think players have an option if they like it or not.
They don't. And it's not just gambling. This has been going on for quite some time, even before gambling. Like, fantasy football, fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball is basically gambling.
True.
And to the point where you don't look at the player, as a human. You look as a fantasy player.
As a figure in a box score.
Right.
Yes.
I think, was it Austin Eckler that somebody used to go up and be like, hey, you better score me a
Yeah.
touchdown, and he
Right.
got all angry at them. This has been going on before the gambling aspect, too.
That's what
All
I
right,
got for
is
you,
that it, Brian? Okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
Hey,
All right.
you
I
know,
can do one.
Yeah, go, Laura.
I'll sneak one in.
Okay,
here.
good.
Sean McVay calling in a few minutes, too.
Okay.
Yes. So we've heard that high schools are using like phone stashers, like they're taking away phones from the kids for a while. I want to know because they're saying that they're spending about $10K in these phone stashers to, limit smartphone usage for schools. Are you guys in agreement that this should happen, or would you want to allocate those $10K funds to something else?
Explain exactly what the 10K goes to.
So it goes, you know how schools are doing where they're limiting smartphones?
Right.
But so they're making the kids put their phone in like
a pouch,
pocket.
right? Like when you go to a concert, I've done that too.
I had to do this once. Remember, I went to Take Me Out, the Broadway show about a gay baseball player, and that show opens with 10 guys taking showers completely naked, and so they don't want anybody taking pictures. So when you walk in, you put your phone in a clear pouch, and they zip it, and they have a tool that unzips it.
Yep.
I'm in favor of doing that for every elementary school in the country.
Yeah, I am also in favor of that. I think, and I've done that at a concert before. I did that at a Foo Fighters concert that was part of some TV special, and they give you the pouch, and you put it in the bag, and then on your way out, you unlock. Makes perfect sense. And I think kids and their phones in school, I think it is an inhibition to learning.
It's just a part of the world that we live in now. Dave Chappelle shows, they make you do that. They make you put it in the pouch. There's things.
Kevin Hart, I heard.
Yeah, Kevin
his
Hart
shows.
at the Hollywood Bowl, and for certain shows, you have to put your phone in a pouch. They should be doing it in some schools. I think there's schools like high school, it should be kind of okay, but you're talking about elementary schools.
Yeah.
No need for a phone in an elementary school.
Well, most kids are getting phones when they're around 10 now.
Right.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're still in elementary school when you're 10.
Yes.
You're in 4th grade, I think.
Yeah.
What age was Riley when she got her phone?
She's 13. She got it at 9, 10. But we're divorced, so when she's at her mom's, when she's at my house, we need to have conversations.
Well, I will say this. Ever since I gave my son a phone, I think he got one when he was 13, so maybe 10 years ago. It is the quickest way that you can get his attention is to take away the phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I think if you said, hey, you're here in school to learn, no phones, that everybody would get on board with it.
Riley loses her mind if I take her phone because she says, oh, how could you take away my Snapchat? I have Snapchat streaks.
Yeah. All right, so the The draft was 1 week ago today, and here to react to all of it for the Rams is head coach Sean McVay. Sean, thanks for coming on, man. How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Excellent, Sean. And I thought you guys, first of all, I thought the trade you pulled off in the first round was spectacular. I can't believe the value you got back in that deal. But is it hard for you? Obviously, Les is kind of in consultation with you making the decisions, but I would imagine that you're excited about making a first-round pick. There are a lot of names on the board, and then Les comes to you and goes, hey, we're going to trade it. How'd you feel when you heard that?
No, it was great. You know, we've had constant dialogue, collaboration, communication. I think what's great about it is that going into our ninth time of kind of navigating the draft, we always knew that probably the most likely scenario, being at 26, the appreciation we had for a handful of players was saying, hey, we didn't have a second-round pick due to going up to get Fisk last year, which we'd do 1,000 times over again.
Of course.
So you're saying, all right, if you can come away with a quality player, and Ferguson was one of those guys we had targeted while still getting some return, that's going to be an ideal scenario. And it just so happened we found a partner in Atlanta. They had a real appreciation for going up to get Pierce. I don't think any of us anticipated going into it that we'd come away with a first-round pick. But to go back 20 spots and still get a player that we would have felt comfortable taking if we had to pick at 26, at 46, that was a big deal for us. And I think it ended up, working out well for both teams. Because even when you go back to the previous year, I think people felt like, oh, man, that's really rich what we did with Carolina to go get Fisk. We'd do it all over again. It worked out well for them. It worked out well for us. And I'm hoping it's the same thing for my guy Raheem in Atlanta, with them getting Pierce and us being able to get their first rounder next year.
Hey, Sean, do you ever look at the mock drafts online and say, God, these guys have no idea what they're talking about? I'm just amazed that people put so much time into guessing what might happen in the draft. Do you ever look at that and say, God, what are those guys thinking?
Every single day I do. No, you know what? It's I think we definitely look at that because there are a lot of people that are very in tune and people that work at studying the film and have certain connections to different people in organizations or with agents. And so that is part of the evaluation process and at least understanding that we try to have to be able to project. Because one of the things I think so unpredictable about the draft is everybody has difference of opinions. There's some consistent and collective buy-ins where you say, all right, what's the Rams grade? What do we project that the other 31 teams see as far as this player's value? And I think Les and his group and really working in collaboration with our coaches have done an excellent job of being able to kind of anticipate, have an idea of what's to come while also acknowledging that there's always the element of unpredictability when 31 other teams have a say.
So this is the second year in a row that you've taken a running back. Last year was Blake Corum. This year it's Hunter from Auburn. How are you feeling about the running back room?
Oh, it's good. If you know us, we're drafting a running back every year. I mean, we've pulled running backs off the board, I want to say, for about 7 years in a row now. So, that's a really important position. Obviously, we love what Kyron Williams brings to the table for everything that he represents in terms of the mental, physical makeup, the toughness that he plays with. I'm really excited about Blake Corum in year 2. And then Jarquez Hunter is a guy that produced at a really high level. You look at the caliber of players he's playing against in the SEC, some of the different things that he was able to do. He's a home run hitter that also has the ability to be able to go through you because of his physical running style. And I like his makeup. We got a chance to spend some time with him as a coaching staff on a Zoom, and he's got a cool story. He's been a really productive player, and looking forward to getting him into the mix.
You talked about Ferguson, Sean, the kid from Oregon, the tight end. I heard one of the TV analysts, Terrence Ferguson is who we're talking about. I heard one of the TV analysts say, early in his career, Sean McVay was a tight ends coach, and if you watch the Rams play, Sean loves to use the tight end, so it didn't surprise this guy, whoever it was, that you guys took a tight end at 46. Is that true because of your past history? Are you, for lack of a better term, on the lookout for tight ends more than maybe other positions?
I don't know. I think a lot of people would scoff at that since we've lived in 11 personnel more than any other team in the league the last handful of years. But, my first position job was as a tight ends coach. I do think when you look at the landscape of the league, the ability to be able to just continue to add to our skill positions from any of our 5 eligibles, whether that's the running back room, the tight end room, or the receiver room. And we happen to draft one player from each of those groups. But Terrence was a guy that reminded me of some great players that I've evaluated or that I've had a chance to coach. I think he really comes to life after the ball's in his hands with the rack ability, the toughness. He competes with and without the ball. He's got a great backstory in terms of some of the different things that he's had to go through, and he's with the right types of people. I got a ton of respect for Dan Lanning and the way that he runs that program. He's been a baller. Really like the way that his versatile skill set will enable us to be able to present some different issues to the defenses moving forward, and if it gives us a chance to be a little bit more multiple personnel-wise, that's a hell of a deal as well.
You guys traded up later on in the draft multiple times because you were prioritizing players with hot grades, I guess is what you've said in another interview. So what's a hot grade, and how do you know how far to trade up to get the guy that you're actually looking at?
Yeah, you use different point charts and kind of previous examples that most of the teams around the league do, but sometimes those things are out the window when you have an appreciation. And really what a hot grade means is the people that evaluated him, do you love this player? You're excited about him. You either got a hot or a cold grade, and I think we know which one's better than the other when we're talking about evaluating. But I think it's a tremendous credit to our group over the last couple of years. We've obviously capitalized on having a lot of picks. A lot of those players that we've drafted in the last 2 years are really important and foundational pieces of our football team. But to be able to come away with 6 players that we had a collective appreciation and buy-in for, it enabled us to be able to use a couple of those. I feel like we had like 32 six-round picks to start this draft. So to be able to package a couple of those, to be able to go up, get some players that there was a real appreciation for, and as you said, that we all kind of had hot grades on with where we're at as a roster was really exciting. And then we added 17 undrafted free agents that look to add to the competitiveness of our overall roster as well.
So it feels like every year your coaching staff gets poached, and Mike LaFleur's back, Chris Shula's back. You have a lot of the same guys on your coaching staff. How much does that continuity help going into the next year?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with myself. We only lost 6 coaches this past year, so six changes was a light turnover year. So I feel like I could just take the rest of the off season off, and then I'll see you guys when we kick off training camp.
There you go.
But, no, it's awesome. You mentioned it, to be able to have continuity at the leadership spots, especially all 3 coordinators, with Mike, with Chris. With Chase Blackburn, and then being able to retain some special coaches that are really influential and impactful for what we're trying to do. It's awesome. I'm excited about the guys that we've been able to bring into the mix that we've added from outside, and I'm always looking forward to learning and seeing if there's better ways for us to do what we're doing. But that continuity is key and critical, and it is a huge factor for us to have those guys. And Chris going into year 2. I thought he did such a phenomenal job. Mike going into his 3rd year as the OC, obviously he and I couldn't be more in lockstep. And then, Chase going into his 3rd year, I thought we did an excellent job of improving on special teams last year, and looking forward to seeing the same with he and Ben Kotwika leading the way.
You're listening to KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station, Mason and Ireland show. Head coach of the Rams, Sean McVay, is with us. So there was all kinds of speculation. Oh, McVay's going to take a quarterback. He's going to take a quarterback. Did you come close to taking a quarterback? Was there anybody that got a hot grade?
No, I think people thought I was BS, and we feel good about our quarterback room. When I talked at the league meetings and said, that's probably not a position that we're really looking at, when we had already had, the Matthews situation figured out. You get Jimmy Garoppolo back as your backup, and you've got a guy in Stetson Bennett that's continuing to develop. I think people thought there was some gamesmanship involved. There wasn't. We were not. That wasn't something that we were thinking was the direction that we could go. You certainly evaluate everybody, but based on kind of how all of our evaluations unfolded in the current makeup of our quarterback room, you're not naive to the fact that you've got a really cool thing with Matthew leading the way, hopefully as long as he wants to do it. But that wasn't something that, we really looked towards, and that was why you saw that reflected in kind of our approach to the draft.
All right, let's get to the important stuff, Sean. How's our guy JJ doing? He's about 1.5 years old now, right?
He's awesome. It is. I'll tell you what, he's crazy like his dad. He's 1.5 years. I appreciate you asking. But, man, what a blessing. You know, when my wife and I were talking about it the other day, it's like, you know, what was our life like before him? He's just brought such a special thing and a perspective, and he's so happy. And, you know, his personality is really starting to come out. He's always talking, but, man, when you get home at the end of the day and he's running up to you saying, Dada, it's hard to match any better feeling in the world than that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
So you get family time now after the draft. You get a break now.
Yeah, you know, it's nicer. We're able to just kind of, with the off-season program, focus on our players 4 days a week, continue to kind of add to our schemes now that we have some clarity in terms of the players we were able to draft and what the vision looks like. So, yeah, the off-season is nice. I mean, we're going to work hard, but we're going to work smart, and we're going to take advantage of the opportunity to get a lot of time with our families, especially because of how in season, how hectic that can be. And, you know, this is a really cool time of the year. And then I love watching, you know, the NBA playoffs and diving into that. Really appreciate that. And then I've been following Arsenal as I'm a big fan of them as well. Seeing if they can go ahead and advance to the Champions League final, looking for a big game when they play PSG in the second leg next week.
Nice.
Love it.
All right.
Love it. Sean, it's great catching up with you, man. Congratulations on another good draft, and we can't wait for football to start up again. Have a good summer.
Absolutely. Always appreciate you guys having me on.
All right. There's Sean McVay, head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. And,
All right. There's something going on here. Brian, you had a stomach thing. Laura, you think you've got it.
You think it, or you actually have it?
I'm hoping I don't because I go on vacation, and that means I'm not going on vacation.
And Mace, you think you're getting it,
Correct.
right? Greg, I think you and I should just grab the con and finish.
Yeah,
Just go. We can do it for the next hour.
I've been sick to my stomach all day.
Okay, yeah. You guys get out of here. And, Brian, you had to stay. Sorry. You
That's all right.
You had the last 2 days.
Let me do one last read here before we go. You know, Mother's Day is coming up a week from Sunday, and you want to make sure you take care of Mom. I love my mom. She is the best. She's one of the guiding forces in my life. She's always there for me, always, and always has been. She does everything to make me happy, so I am returning the favor. This year, I'm sending happy flowers for a Mother's Day from the Bouquets Company. That's short for bouquets. I got you 25% off your order, so you can send some happy, too. Bouquets aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some even grow on the side of a volcano. Wow. You can wow her with a bright, happy bouquet, or go to the Bouquets flower subscription so she gets fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's easy. I picked my bouquet and delivery date, and I'm already done. And with 25% off, why stop with Mom? Grab some for your wife, your aunt, your grandma, too. Again, save 25% off with Bouquets right now. Go to BOUQS.com. That's BOUQS.com. Bouquets.com. Use promo code ESPN for 25% off. Do it now. Mother's Day is coming up. Cross this off your list. Make sure you take care of your mom for next Sunday. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And it is a Therapy Thursday here on 710 ESPN and on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube all day long at ESPN Los Angeles. We're here for you all day. Your reaction, your interaction, and what do we do next? Come on, Lakers fans. This is your home of Lakers basketball and your home today of a Therapy Thursday all day long on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Pool season starts when I say so. So if wearing floaties to brunch is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
It's Oasis pool season for everyone. Grab a cabana and hit the lazy river at the best pool in SoCal.
Number 2.
Whether you're sinking threes or grand slamming it, just come for the pitchers of beer at Sideline Sports Bar.
And the number 1 reason.
Foghat, live May 22nd. Get tickets now.
Morongo, good times.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Check out this true crime story. An IT manager came in on Monday, tried to log in, and couldn't. A ransom message popped up, all company data, customer files, bank info, everything was locked. If they didn't pay $250K in Bitcoin, it would all be wiped. Protect your business with Thrive, America's leading managed security provider. Start with a free cyber risk assessment at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking about this all the time, how my mom always took care of me, man. I remember like when I was a kid, like a little kid, I'd forget my lunch. Mom would bring it over to the school. That way I wouldn't go starving the whole day. I mean, you never forget what mom does for you. Abuela too, tia, your wifey, who does all sorts of stuff for you. And I'm sure your sister probably did plenty for you too when you were growing up. So my mom did everything to make me happy. I'm returning the favor. I'm sending her happy flowers for Happy Mother's Day from the Books Company. Short for bouquets. We're hooking you up. 25% off your order. All you got to do is use the promo code ESPN so you can send some happy flowers too. Bouquets aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and they last way longer. Some even grow on the side of a freaking volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go to Bouquets flower subscription so she gets her fresh blooms on repeat. Look, guys, you can't forget mom. Mother's Day is May 11th, so order your Bouquets now. Go to Bouquets.com. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Bouquets. Promo code ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Harry Douglas here. Picture this. You're staying at a hotel, about to take an important video call, but the Wi-Fi is slower than 1997 dial-up. You struggle with your phone's hotspot as clients complain about your connection. These stressful situations don't have to happen, folks. When you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you get free, high-speed Wi-Fi to handle critical emails, join meetings on time, and even unwind with your favorite shows. No more worrying about spotty connections. Enjoy stress-free stays with reliable Wi-Fi. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon, a Therapy Thursday, as we get through it together. What is your reaction? This is where we react, and this is where we get you through it. Mason and Ireland continues a Therapy Thursday right now on 710.
All right, Mason and Ireland rolling on. Mace got what Brian had yesterday. Laura's toughing it out a little bit. We are going to take some of your phone calls as promised. 877-710-3776. Bergman and I were both at the game last night. Greg sits behind me when we do these games.
I love that seat so much, Sean.
Yeah, that's a good spot. But what my overwhelming feeling today after that game is that I'm disappointed the Lakers didn't play better, but man, did Minnesota do a good job of exposing our weaknesses. They put Luka in pick and rolls. They put Austin in pick and rolls. They rebounded the ball like crazy, and that's how they overcame a horrific shooting night. They were 7 of 47 from three. Edwards was 0 for 11. Him and DiVincenzo combined were 2 of 21 from three. This was our chance. They had an off shooting night, and we had no answers for Rudy Gobert. But I left the building last night with an overwhelming feeling of the Wolves deserve to win.
Yeah.
They just played better than us.
Chris Finch showed why he went to the Western Conference Finals last year, why he's so good this year. All those things that you're talking about, putting Luka and Austin Reeves in those pick and rolls, they did it to Gabe Vincent in the minutes that he was in too. There was times when Gabe Vincent was guarding Julius Randle. So they just looked at all of the weaknesses and said, we're going to exploit those situations. And every single time, they were able to pack the paint. They were able to do what they needed to do. And the Lakers, this was their shot. You're right. This was the shot they had to be able to win this game, and they just couldn't do it. Couldn't close.
This is inside baseball. Just do your read now.
Oh, okay. Laura, you want to go? All right. Yeah. It's a Cosm Ticket Thursday. Experience the thrill of the NHL playoffs like never before at Cosm. Call 877-710-ESPN right now, and caller 7 will win a pair of tickets to watch tonight's Kings Watch Party at Cosm Los Angeles. Travis will be there, DeMarco, Jorge, and Emily will all be there, so you get to see them. Limited tickets available through Cosm.com or the Cosm mobile app. Listen all day for your chance to win, and you will be at Cosm tonight, only with 710. All right, goodbye, Laura, after you do this. Have fun in Puerto Rico.
No, she just wanted to. I wanted to go to the phones, but she wouldn't do it until you did that read.
Oh, we were going to do it at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll do it there.
Then that kills anybody calling. The other thing of that the Lakers, and both Rob and JJ held a press conference this morning. Do we have any of that, Brian? The one thing that, well, first of all, you have them both?
We got cuts of them.
Yeah, so play Rob first. Here was Rob's main takeaway from this morning and what he wants to do moving forward.
This team was able to finish third in an incredibly tough Western Conference. And when you make a seismic trade at the deadline, your roster and the building around it, it's kind of like trying to build an airplane in the sky. And now we get a chance to sort of land that plane, put it in the hangar, and really figure out the parts of it that we need to retrofit and change. And that's what we'll do. Lots of things to learn. I think when you make a huge trade at the deadline where you trade your starting center for a point guard, of course that's going to create significant issues with the roster. And we saw some of those play out. We know this offseason, one of our primary goals is going to be to add size in our front court at the center position, and that's going to just be part of the equation. We have, multiple free agents too. Obviously, those questions will get answered in July and in August. But we know we have a lot of work to do on the roster, and it'll look different next year for sure.
I think he's right. I think the roster will look different tomorrow. JJ had a lot to say, too. Here's some of what JJ Redick said this morning.
Coach, you're talking about ways of getting better. In your mind, what are some of the ways this team needs to get better in order to get back and get another flag?
I think I'll start with the offseason and the work that's required in an offseason to be in championship shape. And, we have a ways to go as a roster. And certainly there are individuals that were in phenomenal shape. There's certainly other ones that could have been in better shape. That's where my mind goes immediately is we have to get in championship shape. And then, I know Rob talks about the roster. Look, I think this group, we figured out a way to make it work, and I had full confidence in all the guys. And you certainly want individual improvement, but then you got to figure out whatever that roster looks like on October 1st. Again, it's resetting. How do I maximize this group? How does our coaching staff maximize that group? And it could be different, May 1st, June 1st, July 1st, August 1st. We have to be prepared for that, and ultimately it's about trying to maximize the group, whatever that group looks like.
Thank you.
Greg, so Rob mentioned that they're in the market for a big man.
Right.
And Tom Haberstroh, who used to work for ESPN, now works for Yahoo. He wrote an article this morning under the guise of who could the Lakers go out and get. So I'm going to throw some names at you, and I want you to just tell me if you're thumbs up or thumbs down. Jarrett Allen, Cleveland.
Absolutely. If you can get Jarrett Allen away from Cleveland, I don't know why Cleveland would let him go, but 100% I would go after Jarrett Allen. He's been great since he was in Sacramento.
If you did that, you'd probably have to put Austin in the deal.
Probably, and I think that's a whole nother conversation, right? Like Austin, I love Austin, you love Austin, you play golf with Austin, but Austin kind of showed in this series that he's just not ready for this big time. He came into the season as, I am a clear third star on this team, and in this playoff series, he showed I am not a third star. I am a role-playing third guy. So yes, I would move. And for Jared Allen, for a big like that is a guy that has moves around the rim, that is a shot blocker, I would 100% go get Jared Allen.
All right. Now, again, this is not me.
Okay.
This is Tom Haberstroh writing suggestive trades for the Lakers.
If you're listening across the street, it is Tom Haberstroh.
Yeah, not me. He thinks you can go get Jaren Jackson Jr. if you'd be willing to give up Austin Rui, Connect, and multiple picks. Is Jaren Jackson Jr. somebody that puts you into title contention playing next to LeBron and Luka?
I think Jaren Jackson's a great player. He probably does because of
But you would be stripping your cupboard bare to go get him.
Exactly. You're doing a lot of. He's a defensive player of the year. He shoots threes. He does play around the net. He's kind of soft though. I've always felt that he was.
I disagree.
You can. I don't really. I've never felt that Jaren Jackson is a really strong player. He's a great defensive player and has offensive moves. I think if you do it, it's the right move, but you are really stripping yourself.
All right. Haberstroh, again. Haberstroh.
And by the way, Jared Allen played for the Nets, not for the Kings.
Jared Allen's on the Cavs.
Right, but he was drafted by the Nets.
Yeah. Walker Kessler, Utah. They made overtures to him before, but Haberstroh thinks they can get him if they up the amount of picks. You'd have to send Connect and then a bunch of picks. What do you think of Walker Kessler?
So I like Walker Kessler. Again, you're having a guy that's a three-point shooter that is really young and is a big man, but what picks do you have? You gave away one pick in the draft in the Luka trade, so you have one other one that you get. The 31 pick is all you have, right? Or you can
again. Haberstroh.
Haberstroh is saying 31 and 33.
Unprotected 2032 first rounder. Pick swaps in 26, 28, 30, and 31.
I mean, you're getting rid of all of your picks again for Walker Kessler.
Well, no, you're just swapping them.
Yeah, swapping.
You would still have a pick, but Utah would have the right to take your pick if they're worse than you are.
Yeah, Utah's not very good. Sure, I mean, I would be open to that idea, but I mean, that's not really at the top. You need a big man. I'm not sure if Walker Kessler is going to be that guy, but I would like that pick, sure.
Okay, he suggests a couple more here. Wendell Carter, Orlando. I've always liked him. He says you can get him for Connect, Shake Milton, and 1 first and 2 pick swaps. Wendell Carter, what do you think?
Wendell Carter, I do like Wendell Carter also. I don't mind moving Connect. I know a lot of people love the three-point shooting of him. I don't have a problem moving Connect. I think is that first-round pick worth it? Like, if you can take that first-round pick, I'm much more open to it.
I think if LeBron comes back. By the way, do you think there's any chance LeBron retires?
No, not in the
Neither
slightest.
do I.
No chance.
I think if LeBron comes back, you have to exhaust your picks to try and win a championship while LeBron is still here.
See, there's a whole nother. Okay, there's that part of it. Let's have that conversation, because I don't think that if you get rid of all those picks, LeBron's got one.
You're only getting rid of one pick. The other ones are swaps.
Sure.
You would still have first-round picks, but it may not be the preferred spot.
See, to a team like Utah, who's probably going to be early on in the draft, I don't mind those. The pick swaps there, because they probably will actually decline those pick swaps, right? They'll be in the top 10, and hopefully the Lakers are later on, so you keep those first-round picks. For a team like Orlando that's just getting better and better and better, also, why would they move Wendell Carter? I think then you're going to the back of the draft, and it's a little bit different.
All right. This last one's a little weird because he once tried to beat the crap out of LeBron. Isaiah Stewart, Detroit.
God, what a night that was. That was the one that he ran into the
ran through the tunnel. He was in Detroit. We were all Michael and I were sitting courtside for that game. He ran with purpose off the court into the tunnel, and we're like, "Where's he going?" He was going to go to the Laker locker room.
Yeah, look, if you're like Kobe was this way too, right? When Matt Barnes put the ball in his face, he's like, "I want that guy."
Yeah, anybody crazy enough to take me on, we want on our team.
So shouldn't LeBron be the same way? If you're crazy enough to come run after me, I mean, he's a big body. Just somebody that can bang down low with guys like Jokic and Gobert. But like those types of guys, Cat, that's important.
By the way, Haberstroh points out this past season, Stewart led all players in defensive field goal percentage at the rim, allowing just 46% shooting by the basket. It's exactly what would have helped last night.
100%.
If you get one of those guys they had no rim protection last night, and that allowed Rudy Gobert to go nuts. If you got a guy like Isaiah Stewart, he would not allow Rudy Gobert to go nuts.
Nobody, if Isaiah Stewart would not have allowed them to be as physical as they were, that the Lakers allowed Minnesota to be. He would have been more physical, knocking guys around. Julius Randle versus Isaiah Stewart, that would have been quite the matchup.
Okay, so now that we gave the Cosm tickets away, we can go back to the phones. 877-710-3776. Let's go to John in L.A. Hey, John, you're on ESPN L.A. What's up?
John, how are you? Fellow Bruin.
Good to have you, John.
Thanks. I'm actually in Florida now, but normally I live in L.A. But, look, I'm an optimist in general, and I think we got a glimpse of the next couple of years. I mean, before Luka, we would be lucky if we were in the play-in tournament this year. So, I'm proud of that. And then the most important thing that going forward in the NBA playoffs, ABB, anybody but Boston. Those guys cannot win another championship. I think either Cleveland or Oklahoma City will take care of that.
John, I told Lindsay Fulton, who does the afternoon show, Lindsay used to produce our show, and she's a Cleveland native. I told her before the playoffs started, I was picking Boston to come out of the East. I've switched. I'm going to Cleveland now. They've got home court. They're rolling people. I think they're really, really good. Thanks to the phone call. Greg, I'm all in on the Cavs now.
I will happily go all in on the Cavs, especially if it's not Boston. Anybody but, he's right, ABB, anybody but Boston.
All right, no, here's the question that I was surprised at the way Michael answered it, so I'll ask you.
Okay.
Boston Clippers in the finals. Who do you root for?
I hate this conversation. I understand what it means for the Clippers to get one here. I would probably root for the Clippers because it's anybody
it's a right
but
hander.
Boston.
That's what Dr. Buss. Yeah, that's what Dr. Buss used to say. Anybody but the Celtics.
Yep.
And Michael's answer is no, Clippers can't win because we live in L.A. and they would become insufferable. No, they would
for a year.
And by the way, it would be exactly like that 2002 when the Angels won the World Series. We'd have to put up with it for 6 months, and everybody would forget about it.
Yep, and then they're going to give it all away, and then they'll be just like Parker Bell's Angels now. Went from first in the very beginning of the season, and now they're in dead last in the AL West.
All right, so we'll take more of your phone calls coming up, and then we've got Game of Games. It is, Greg, it's your game today, right?
No, it's Brian's game.
Brian's game today and your
tomorrow.
game tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, so that's coming up. 877-710-3776 if you want to sound off about any of this stuff we've been talking about the Lakers. By the way, is it true the Dodgers play the next 10 nights in a row?
Yes, they're going to go. They're off tonight, and then they play tomorrow, 10 and 10 games.
Yeah,
10
crazy.
days.
All right, what do you got?
It's a Therapy Thursday here on 710. We're reacting to Lakers' first-round exit, which was just brutal. In 5 games, don't like it. React with us all day long leading up to Kings-Oilers Game 6 at 7 p.m. in Edmonton. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Please enjoy responsibly.
Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
From a 2-0 series lead to a 3-2 hole, the Kings season is on the line tonight in Edmonton.
We got to go win a hockey game. They took it away from us. We got to go win a hockey game and take it back. That's just the way it goes. I mean, there's no tricks here. We've proven we're a pretty good hockey team. Go there and take it back because they just took it away from us.
Kings, Oilers, it's a do or die Game 6 for LA tonight at 7 on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online
grill to order at Waba Grill.
It's just better for you.
Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
And Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details and restrictions, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a 100% complimentary stay in Cancun at a luxury resort, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now at 800-417-6411. That's 800-417-6411. You may also be eligible for an exciting bonus vacation in Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your stay for up to 18 months. Name an animal animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation in Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-417-6411. Again, call 800-417-6411 and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest or sweepstakes. It is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and is not sponsored by or affiliated with this station or program.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Adam Schefter here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon, a Therapy Thursday, as we get through it together. What is your reaction? This is where we react, and this is where we get you through it. Mason and Ireland continues a Therapy Thursday right now on 710.
All right, Mason and Ireland. Bergman's in with me. Mace got sick and went home.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to that chair.
Yeah,
because
smart. Okay.
That's dirty.
So there's a guy named Brian Geltzeiler, and we'll get your phone calls in a second, that is a NBA host on Sirius.
Yep.
Okay? He's been tweeting a lot about the Lakers. I'm just going to read what he wrote, and I want you to tell me if you agree with it. All right? Lots of Laker hate being thrown around today. The loss was a lot more about playing a very tough, very versatile opponent playing their best basketball. When the Lakers made the Luka deal, it was made clear this wasn't about this year because the pieces didn't necessarily fit, especially after the Williams deal got rescinded. They played well enough to create some expectations, but that was never part of the big picture this year. You agree with any of that?
I think I agree with most to all of it. When Luka got traded here, I think we all just got excited. They played a team that was very strong physically, mentally. They were just going right at LeBron. I mean, Anthony Edwards was putting his hands in LeBron's chest consistently.
Yeah.
So it was never supposed to. I think at the beginning we said they're not going to win a championship this year, but because they played so well,
I think we all got our hopes up.
We built it up in our head, and we thought, okay, this is it. We're going to win because Luka and LeBron, two closers, and then neither one of them actually closed when we needed it.
All right, here is Ant-Man did all the closing.
Yeah.
Here is the last tweet from Geltzeiler. Redick made a rookie mistake in Game 4. That doesn't mean he didn't have a good year, and it doesn't mean he won't be a very good coach moving forward. Crucial offseason for the franchise, starting with, but not limited to, Luka getting his ass in tip-top shape.
100%. There's nothing wrong with that. J.J. Redick should have been at least in the top 3 for Coach of the Year for what he did with his team, getting them to 50 wins. He had some rookie mistakes, and I heard Brian Windhorst this morning was calling him, he was selfish or something along those lines.
Do we have that Windhorst stuff? Yeah, play that, because I haven't heard this in its entirety, and I want to react to it. Go ahead.
J.J. Redick coached very immaturely in this series.
Immature.
he was still seething and upset about the previous games, to the point where Reggie Miller said on the broadcast last night he had to try to calm him down in the pregame meeting because JJ was acting, frankly childishly. He walked off and stormed off in the pregame session with reporters. Regardless of the question, it's not the way to start. And then he not only did he double down on his, frankly irrational decision not to substitute for an entire half in a playoff game, he doubled down on that. And then in this game, he played a guy who hadn't played in 3 months ahead of centers that he had on his roster. He played Maxi Kleber. He had never even practiced with the Lakers. Maxi Kleber's on the court with 5 minutes to go in like a 2-possession game. That is not a rational decision.
First of all, he had practiced, so Wendy's not right about that. But those are the types of decisions, those big swings that JJ took, that if they work, he's a radical maverick who is, but they didn't work. So he took big swings, they didn't work. I don't mind a coach taking big swings. I think JJ will get better. I was surprised that question upset him in the pregame press conference. I didn't think it was very accusatory, or he did, obviously. But I think JJ moving forward is the Lakers are in a good spot with head coach.
I mean, I love fiery coaches. I'm a UCLA fan. Mick Cronin is the most fiery coach of all of them.
Yeah.
But this has been JJ since the press conference. He was fiery in the press conference, like going after reporters, and this is just the kind of guy that he is.
His nature.
Right.
All right, let's squeeze some calls in here before Game of Games. Here's Jason in Downey. Jason, you're on ESPN LA. Hi.
Guys, I love Luka. I have all his jerseys. Anything with his face on it, I'll buy. But he needs to pick and choose when he wants to complain to the refs. Bergman, you tweeted something out where he got hacked. He did. It was deep in the fourth quarter. He raised his hands, looked at the ref before, and then the Minnesota just took it down, and just made a layup like nothing. So next season, I really hope it picks and chooses when to do it, because it hurts us. It's been hurting us the last couple of games.
Yeah, I don't know. Luka is so, thanks for the call, he's so hyper-competitive, Greg, that I don't know if he can turn that switch off. I will tell you this. The guy who is synonymous with complaining to the referees on every single whistle is Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Never, ever just stood there and said it was on me. So the great players either foul or get fouled on almost every play. I don't think the caller's wrong. I think that Luka could benefit from being a little nicer to the referees, but great players have been doing this for 50 years.
For sure. But this last night, you have to find times to pick and choose when you do this. So last night I think the game was either tied or the Lakers are down by 2 in the fourth quarter, and Luka went up for a shot. He got fouled. It looked like a layup. He thought he got fouled. Instead of going after his miss or trying to get a rebound, he just put up his hand standing there and stared at the refs, and then they came down, went down the floor, got another basket, took a 4-point lead or a 2-point lead. I forget if they were tied. And that changed the game in the last minute of play. That, to me, is a problem. You have to pick and choose, John.
Right, but I don't know if that's a correctable problem. I think that's who Luka is. He's just not going to, if he's going to advocate for him. So the other thing Luka does that is weird to me is every single time he gets called for a foul, he does the review thing over to JJ.
He was right on that, by the way. That one in the first half,
but
I thought there was no way that was going to go.
He does it 3 to 4 times a game. Yeah. I almost wish that NBA coaches or we talked about this last week on the show, that if an NBA coach does a review, instigates a review, and the review is wrong, like they don't turn around, that it's free throws for the other team or that they give up the ball. I mean, there's got to be something punitive to limit these reviews. It's crazy.
Totally with you with that, because we talked about it with the Kings where they challenged a call, and because they got it wrong, there's a penalty, and then Edmonton scored a second time 10 seconds later.
Here's Mario in Montebello. Hey, Mario, you're on ESPN LA. Hi.
Fellas, good afternoon. I think it is nonsense that we're focusing right now on Luka and his competitiveness. Okay, him complaining to refs just like any other superstar does. So stop that. And I haven't listened much to the show today, but not sure how much of the blame pie is going to JJ. JJ panicked. We are leading by 10 going into the fourth quarter of Game 4, and he decides to keep all his 5 starters. That was the moment that we panicked. And we lost the series because he lost total control of the plan there. And And after that, Game 5, his body language, his demeanor, just the way he was carrying himself, it was not a good sign, and I think it trickled down to the play.
All right, thanks, Mario. Greg, I'm not sure if it trickled down to the players or not. At some point, we just have to admit Minnesota's better.
Yeah,
they were a better team than we were. We might have had, if we were going to play a pickup game, the first two players to get picked very well could have been LeBron and Luka, maybe Ant-Man, but they were, as a team, top to bottom, they were more balanced, better than us, and played better. And so at some point you have to say, you know what, we can make a bunch of excuses, but the other team has a lot to do with whether or not you're winning or losing, and they were better.
The whole time before the series started, we talked about if the Lakers had the best three of the best 4 players on the floor, they're going to win the series. They didn't. They didn't have the best 3 players. They didn't even have the best 2 players. The best 3 or 4 out of 5 players were on Minnesota in this series.
Here's Sharon. Hey, Sharon, you're on ESPN LA. Hi.
Hi, John. This is Sharon. I've been calling for years, but you guys, I got to make my claim for Austin Reeves.
Okay.
I find him one of the most exciting players. Really, I do. He gets them going. He did it all. He rose to the top. And then when Luka came, what happened was everything kind of got thrown snafu. And in the beginning, Luka was passing. Luka was doing, it was team ball. But toward the end, when they started placing, the Lakers were, placing in the playoffs, all of a sudden the ball sticks to Luka. And I noticed nobody knew what to do. They were standing around. And so when Reeves would go to make a shot, it was when the clock ran out, or he couldn't take any charges. He lost his identity. And that really wasn't Austin's fault. I think that Luka, it became all about Luka. And that's got to stop. The ball sticks too much. It became the Luka show, and I noticed everybody kind of watched it. So Austin kind of lost his identity because that kid is good.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sharon. He's my favorite player on the team. I probably know him better than anyone else. But he would tell you, Sharon, that he had a bad series. He didn't make shots, Greg, that he normally makes. He didn't impact the game like he normally does. And I think he can't believe how bad he shot in this series. And normally, JJ would tell you he was making those shots all season long, and in this particular 5-game series, he was cold as ice.
He was cold as ice from the 3-point range, and he also was just turning the ball over too much. So even when he was trying to be impactful with the ball in his hands, he was losing it off his foot, or he was just getting stolen. He was having a bad series. This is what I would ask you: what is the ceiling for Austin Reeves, and has he hit it? You think?
No, I think he can get a lot better. I envision him being. I think he can be an all-star one day. I don't know. The West is pretty loaded with guards, but if you talk to people around the league, that he's beloved. Like ask Steve Kerr about Austin. He loves him.
He works hard. He's a good player. I just don't know if there's an extra level to his game past what we have seen so far.
I think there is.
I love him. I just don't know if this is the height of what we get from him.
All right, let's squeeze one more in here before we get to Game of Games. Here's Buck in Orange County. Hey, Buck, you're on ESPN LA. Hi.
What's up, fellas? Calling in about this Lakers show, right? This Lake show.
Yeah.
Now, from the beginning of the season, we knew this wasn't going anywhere. This is more of a victory parade for LeBron still. Do you think there's any type of scenario where LeBron asked to go to Cleveland so he could retire there?
I don't think so, Buck.
Especially if they win a championship this year.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's married to the idea of playing with Bronny, living in L.A. His son, Bryce, is going to Arizona next year. I don't think LeBron would ask out. I think he's either going to play for the Lakers, Greg, or he's going to retire.
Yeah, I'm totally.
And I don't think he's going to retire now. I think he's playing at least one more year.
At least one more year. And I love how at the end of every season they ask him, "Are you going to play another season?" He goes, "I don't have an answer for that right now because he just got out." But he's going to play next year, and he's going to play here until he says, "I don't want to play basketball anymore." He's never going to go to Cleveland. He's not going to go to Miami. He's not going to go to Golden State. He's going to finish his career with the Lakers.
All right, coming up next is Game of Games. Brian Cohen's back in the saddle. It'll be his game, and we'll tackle it next, ESPN LA.
And it is a Therapy Thursday here on 710 ESPN and on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube all day long at ESPN Los Angeles. We're here for you all day. Your reaction, your interaction, and what do we do next? Come on, Lakers fans. This is your home of Lakers basketball and your home today of a Therapy Thursday all day long on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy, teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details.
Hey, it's Cap. Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, no commissions, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With Seller's Advantage, we'll make you a fair, competitive cash offer with no surprises. Check out what one of the sellers had to say. Seller's Advantage was a lot easier, faster, and more rewarding than listing my house. I worried about getting a low offer, but theirs matched the value I was hoping for and much higher than their competitors. They gave me time to decide, and the process was friendly, fast, and anxiety-free. I highly recommend Seller's Advantage. Call Seller's Advantage today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer. That's sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Mother's Day is coming up fast and you don't want to drop the ball. Show the incredible moms in your life how much you love and appreciate them with a thoughtful gift from Pro Flowers. Ordering takes just minutes, and Pro Flowers' large selection of modern arrangements at affordable prices are sure to make you look like a gift-giving pro. Visit proflowers.com/sports or use the code SPORTS at checkout for $15 off your Mother's Day order. All Pro Flowers orders are backed by our 7-day freshness guarantee, so you can gift easy with Pro Flowers.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits Black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 Black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace, but we do have Game of Games. It's Brian Cohen's game, and we got 4 players. Me, Greg Bergman, Parker Bell. Hi, Parker.
What's up, Parker?
What's up, guys?
And Mario Ruiz is here. Mario, always great to see you.
What's goody,
All right.
what's goody?
What's goody?
We got 4 players. Brian Cohen, what's the game?
Oh, we got a May 1st, so this is a May birthday game.
Okay.
So everybody that's in this game has a birthday in the month of May here.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Great.
All right, 8 questions. So it's a little kind of all over the place, but you'll get the hang of it. All right, number 1, what's longer? The song Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz or Stevie Nicks singing Dreams by Fleetwood Mac?
Greg.
Oh, Gorillaz song is really long. Clint Eastwood is... I'll go with Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood.
I will also go with Gorillaz. Parker.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. I'm going to go Gorillas.
Mario.
Look at you.
Oh, Gorillas, for sure.
It is Gorillaz.
Okay,
yes.
everybody
Clint
on the
Eastwood
board.
with the birthday.
All right, it's Clint Eastwood's birthday. Very
I
good.
see what you did. I see what you did there.
Come on, Brian.
Number 2 here. What's more, the number of movies Mike Myers has starred in or the number of albums Bob Dylan has made? Mike Meyer movies, Bob Dylan albums.
Without tipping your hand, I'm guessing this is close.
They're all close.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all.
What's higher, right? What's higher?
Yes, what's
yeah.
higher?
Okay.
I'm going to say Dylan. Parker.
I'm going to say Dylan as well.
Mario.
Easy, Bob Dylan.
Greg.
You're saying easy. You're just fooling. I'm going to go Mike Myers.
Yeah, you got an opportunity.
I should have went Mario. It is Bob Dylan. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you have the numbers of what?
It was 34 to about 44.
Okay, so close.
See, they're 44? Jeez, he made 44 albums?
Yeah, but Dylan had a long career and is still going. All right, everybody's got 2 except Greg. He has 1. What's next, Brian?
Number 3. Who entered the entertainment business at an earlier age? Drew Carey or Mr. T?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Parker.
Let's go Drew Carey.
Mario.
Drew Carey.
Greg.
Mr. T.
I'm with Greg. I think it's Mr. T.
You're happy you did. It is Mr. T.
Yeah, he was young and
27 years old.
I pity a Parker.
Was Rocky his first movie?
No, it wasn't. I don't
Okay,
think.
so he had some other stuff. All
Drew
right,
Carey
Ireland
was
has 3. That's me. I just went third person on you. Everybody else has 2. All right, what's next?
What's more, the number of number 1 hits Cher has had, or the number of times Tina Fey has hosted Saturday Night Live?
Ooh.
Mario.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Tina Fey.
Greg.
Tina Fey's probably around 12 or 13. I'm going to say Cher.
I'm going to go I don't think Tina Fey's that high, but I think she has more. I think she's hosted 5 or 6 times, and I think that's more hits than Cher had at number 1. I'm going Tina Fey. Parker.
Great breakdown, John. Let's go Tina Fey.
Happy you listen. It is Tina Fey.
Come on now.
Cher only
let's
4
go.
number 1 hits. Tina Fey has hosted 6 times.
Yeah,
Close,
all
closer
right.
than
All
I
right.
got.
Ireland has 4. Parker 3. Mario
don't know
3.
Cher.
Greg 2.
All right, what's more, the number of NFL playoff games Jim Nantz has called in his career, or the number of singles Janet Jackson has released in her career?
Ooh.
Playoff games for Jim Nantz
tough.
or
That's a good
Janet Jackson singles?
Greg.
Let's go Janet Jackson singles.
I got a weird feeling it's Nance. Parker.
I was going Nance as well.
Mario.
I'm going to go Nance.
Janet Jackson.
Let's go.
Great.
Hey, finally. I thought I was going to say I'm terrible.
This one, according to the numbers, 71 singles, 69 playoff
Very
games.
close.
Wow.
71
Yeah.
singles
All right,
for Janet.
so I have 4. Everyone else has 3. Brian, how many questions are left?
3 left.
Okay, I'll start going first.
I don't know how to, I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
What's more?
Produced by our friend Jimmy Jam, fan
Yeah,
of the
Jimmy
Mason and
Jam.
Ireland show. Yeah.
What's more, the number of calories Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson eats per week, or the number of Spotify streams Stevie Wonder's song "Superstition" gets on a daily?
What?
This is a weird one.
That is a weird one.
How do
I'm
you come
gonna-
up with this, Brian?
This is a great game.
How did you
Yeah,
come up
this
with
is a good game. I'm going Stevie Wonder. Parker.
Let's run with Dwayne.
Mario.
The Rock.
Greg.
Yeah, The Rock eats like 7 pizzas at a time. Let's go with The Rock.
Come
What's
on,
the
give it to me,
answer?
Brian.
Stevie Wonder.
Ah,
This
come
was
on
the
now.
only one that actually wasn't close at all. Stevie Wonder's daily streams is off the charts.
Sorry, Stevie. I
that's
love
good.
really?
All right, so
Yeah,
how many
still.
how many
Okay.
questions
I
left?
bet.
2 more.
All right, so you guys all have 3 and I have 5. You have to go opposite of me.
Okay.
I'll
Yep.
go first. Here we go.
What's more, the number of shows Bono played with U2 at the Sphere, or the number of movies George Clooney has starred in?
I'm going to go Bono. Greg.
We all go. We all go.
Yeah, so
Clooney.
they all go
Yeah.
Clooney.
Yep.
And they are happy they did. It is
Hey,
George
we're
Clooney.
still in it.
So
We're still
now
in it.
it's 5-4. Am I about to pull a Clippers here?
Sure are.
Let's see.
Let's
All
go
right.
Denver.
Here we go.
Last one here. Which artist had a solo album at an earlier age? Adele or Billy Joel?
This is very close, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
I happen to know that Adele's first solo album was when she was 19.
Do you know when Billy Joel's is?
I think he was 18, so I'm going Billy Joel and leaving you guys Adele, which is risky.
Show me Adele.
Who is it?
It's Adele.
Clipper John, look at
Do I have
that.
the ages?
I had Adele at 16 with her first one, and Billy at 21.
Oh, I didn't know. I
First
didn't know
solo
about the
album.
16, but it wouldn't matter because that was 19. All right, so now we have a 4-way tie.
Let's go.
Brian, in case of a tie, I'm guessing you have a tiebreaker.
Oh, of course,
All right,
yes.
Parker, you got to write something down.
Yeah,
Mario,
I'll-
write something down.
Write it on
Greg,
your phone.
write something down.
Yeah, I'll write it on my computer.
Okay.
All right, so another man with a birthday in this month, George Lucas. So George Lucas, the man who has created Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchises, has a net worth of what in 2025? What is his current net worth? George Lucas.
So much.
Wow. That is going to be hard. Okay.
It's got to be.
All right, I've got a number.
I'll give you a hint. It's in the billions.
Yeah, I got a number. Everybody let me know when they have a number.
Okay, I got a number.
Greg, what'd you write down?
I wrote $4.6 billion.
Okay, Mario, what'd you write down?
3.5.
Parker, what'd you write down?
2.4 Billy.
Oh, I only wrote 2.2 billion. What's the answer?
4.8. Greg almost had it right on the head.
Right on the head. Look at that. I'll take that victory.
What did you say, Greg?
4.6.
Oh, I wrote Parker down for 4. Parker, you were 2.4.
2.4,
yeah. Bergman wins.
I'll take that. Thank you, Brian.
Rich.
Nice game.
Rich.
4 points. Well, he has the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
He has so many.
So many.
Yeah.
That was a really good game. Really good game.
I'm in the wrong business.
Right?
Right? All right, hey, who's doing Sedano and Cap?
Sedano and Cap, I believe.
Hey, don't see that every day. We'll do a little super crosstalk when we come back. Thanks, Mario. Thanks, Parker. ESPN LA.
From a 2-0 series lead to a 3-2 hole, the Kings season is on the line tonight in Edmonton.
We got to go win a hockey game. They took it away from us. We got to go win a hockey game and take it back. That's just the way it goes. I mean, there's no tricks here. We've proven we're a pretty good hockey team. Go there and take it back because they just took it away from us.
Kings, Oilers, it's a do or die Game 6 for LA tonight at 7 on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Lakers fans, get your exclusive content on Lakers YouTube. Get an insider's look into your favorite players' pregame routines and go behind the scenes in exclusive mini movies. Get to know your favorite players like never before. Lock in on game day court details with our series Sights and Sounds. See exclusive videos only on the official Lakers YouTube channel. Check it out now. And let's go Lakers.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins!
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
And we welcome to the program.
That's why I'm sitting here.
George Sedano and
Go over
Scott
there when
Kaplan.
you do the show.
Sedano, how surprised, and Cap, I know you were there. I'll start with you, George. How surprised were you, not that the Lakers got eliminated because Minnesota's a good team, but that they almost got swept?
Yeah, surprised. I had them in 6. And the calculus that I got wrong was I thought they'd be able to play Rudy Gobert off the floor like many teams have. And that was never the case.
Especially last night. Cappy, how surprised were you, Lakers out in 5 games?
Well, I'm really surprised because I feel like I'm as guilty as everybody else who sold the notion that the Lakers were so much better. I think that the reason I sold that notion, believed that notion, is because these guys have had to fight their way in every year, and this year they actually were in at the 3 spot. But when you really looked at both teams' records, I mean, I don't watch Minnesota all year long, but when you see how close they were, the 3 to the 6, there's really no difference between the two teams.
One game.
Yeah.
The Lakers were one game better than Minnesota during the season. And I'll tell you one thing. The Lakers had the second best record against Western Conference opponents to Oklahoma City. So, George, I was geared up for a long run. I have nothing on my schedule for the entire month of May. I'm now fixing that, but
you should do nothing. But all you're talking about is
constantly. It brings me to my next thing. I now can go to Beach Life on Friday.
Oh, there you go.
Where months ago Scott Kaplan said, "Let's go. I'll meet you there. We'll do it up."
Yeah.
And you don't have any Beach Life tickets, do you?
Right. And to make matters worse, Johnny my girlfriend, affectionately known in these parts as Rachel, she booked a hotel room for 3 nights
during Beach Life. But
and
you
I
have
mean,
no Beach Life tickets.
And I mean 6 months ago.
Yeah.
She booked these hotel rooms.
I remember I talked to you about it.
So she has given me today until about 4 p.m. because
so 58 minutes and counting.
Right, because
when can you cancel the hotel room?
You got it, Georgie. That's exactly right. So she has until like 5, but she has someplace she has to be at 4. So she's like, if I don't have these tickets by 4, I'm canceling the hotel rooms.
Are you efforting, or have you already given up the ghost?
Who are you hey-kinging?
Oh, I'm hey-kinging several people, and I've got one person very close to the Lakers, by the way, working very diligently for me right now. And, John, here's the thing. Let's just say that the hotel gets canceled at 4.
Okay.
But at 4:01, I pull into some ticks.
Yep.
Guess where I'm staying tomorrow night?
Ireland's Casa de Ireland?
You got that right,
yeah,
partner.
you're more than welcome.
Really?
With Rachel, too?
Why not?
Oh, yeah, of course with Rachel. Of course with Rachel.
Why not?
We'll strip the bed the next morning.
Yeah, you better strip the bed the next morning.
Well, if he doesn't, I will.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. I will do it myself.
But our guest room is under construction, Cap, but I'll try and deal with that tonight when I get home, just in case.
Is that
bring an air mattress
room?
No, that's the playroom. But Cap, that's where the massage chair is. Cappy's more than welcome. See, I don't have these restrictions like Mason has. The jacuzzi, Cappy, open to you and Rachel. The massage chair, open to you and Rachel. My casa es su casa.
There you go. See?
Look at that, Cappy.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
By the way, Ireland, I was at TRB the other day, and
Tin Roof Bistro.
Yeah, and they were wondering where you've been. I said he's been busy. Obviously,
I've been cheating on him.
Yeah,
I've been going to Joey. Did you see Joey across?
I heard
the
about
street?
Joey. Everybody's talking about Joey.
Yeah, I've been hanging out there. I have a dinner coming up, and I have to decide between those two places. So I'm leaning Joey, but you're right. I haven't been to Tin Roof in a while.
There's a Joey down here in downtown LA. If you just walk up,
where is it, Bergie?
It's on 7th, just past the metro station on the right hand side. It's
Okay.
really good. It's Joey PTLA.
I've not been there. I was telling George last week. I was at Joey in Woodland Hills about 2 weeks ago. So out by the Rams training center.
Yeah, we had McVay on today. Joey's good.
Irwin
if you guys have never been
Topanga.
to Joey, definitely go check it out. So all of us were at the Laker games this year at various times. Priority 1, Greg Bergman, for the Lakers is what?
A big
now
man.
that they're out.
A big man.
You just think, go get a center.
You have to get a big man down low that can bang with those guys.
George, you agree?
Yeah. They need multiple big men, and they could use one more wing.
Yep.
Cappy, I actually think it's more than just one big man. I think they've got to build the depth out on the roster. What this series showed me was that Minnesota had 8 or 9 guys that they trusted, and the Lakers had 5. And in a long series, that's not going to fly.
No, but let me ask you this. So who are your comeback guys? LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui, I suppose
wait a
Dorian
minute.
Finney-Smith.
I'll just give you my own personal thoughts. I don't know anything. I don't think they trade Dorian because JJ loves him and Luka loves him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Luka and LeBron are untouchable.
Yep.
But it depends how big you want to go in the trade market. If you're going to go out and try and get Jared Allen out of Cleveland, if you're going to go try and get Isaiah Stewart out of Detroit,
I heard you guys talk
Miles
about Jaren
Turner
Jackson.
out of Indiana. Jaren Jackson is probably the best example. you're going to have to give up some of the names that Cappy just mentioned. You're going to have to put Rui or Austin.
Well, Austin for sure. Austin is your best trade chip, and I know that
for the price too.
And I know that McMenamin reported today that they are not willing to come off of Austin Reeves. I don't know, man.
But
hey, I asked Iron
and it has
the
nothing to do with the series. I heard you talking about this because anybody can have a bad series. He played fine against Denver those last couple of years,
right?
But did he hit a ceiling? That's more of the question.
No, I just think it's more about. I mean, maybe, but I think it's more about like he's your one trade chip to get either another great player, like an all-star caliber player, or multiple role players.
But I do like the way George just said, "I don't know, man," because with the "I don't know, man" comes a little bit of an eye roll. And I have been.
No eye roll. There's no eye roll.
I didn't see an eye roll.
Just a little eye roll for me. for me.
I think he eye rolls with you, but I didn't see an eye roll.
Yeah, there was no eye roll.
I was watching very carefully. I don't know, man. But here's the thing. I'm kind of with George now. Is Austin Reeves has been my favorite player. Okay, I love an underdog. I like a guy who's not drafted, who grinds his way into making the team, who gets trusted by LeBron, who elevates his game to where he has a multi-gazillion-dollar contract. Maybe it's not a supermax, but he's got guys making serious money now. He's got his own shoe. I love Austin Reeves. I'm very disappointed in his performance in this playoffs.
You know who else is, Cap?
Who's that?
Austin.
Yep.
He's mad at himself. I heard him after the game last night. He just didn't expect to play this poorly. Right. And I think it's going to haunt him a little bit, and I think he's going to come back on a vengeance.
Well, I hope so, because if he's with the Lakers next year, I'll still love the guy, I'll still support the guy, and I'll still think that he's your number 3 option, but he might have actually hurt his trade value a little bit. Maybe. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Maybe.
His contract is so...
It's very tradable.
Well, the problem is it is movable, but it also doesn't bring back a ton, so you have to pair it with something.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's,
well,
it's a low contract. Yeah.
So yesterday I stopped Lindsay in the hallway, and I said, I'm now off of the Celtics and on to the Cavs. I've just been so impressed with not just how Cleveland swept their first-round series, but how dominant they were. I'm now picking Cleveland to come out of the East to go to the finals. George, am I right?
To come out of the East?
Yep.
I still think it's Boston.
Okay, Greg, what do you think?
It's probably still Boston, but I want Cleveland. Can I go that way?
Sure.
I want Cleveland, never Boston.
What I'm saying is I think Cleveland's better than Boston, and Cleveland has home court. Cap, what do you think?
I think that I kind of feel the same way Bergie does. Like, I think my head says Boston, but I would like to see Cleveland. I like to see some fresh blood. Like to see Boston get knocked out. And it'd be good for us, too, by the way, because Lindsay gets crazy. Like, she's legitimately nuts when it comes to Cleveland.
Imagine Cleveland in the finals.
Oh, my God.
She will go insane. It's
not only
Cleveland, this is for you nonstop.
Yeah,
right.
But not only that, but she'll also be kind of putting it in all of our faces, and she'll be right at that point, which is, look at my Cavaliers and look at your crappy-ass Lakers.
Well, we as Laker fans, we kind of have to own that because everybody I know, and including everyone in this room and on this call right now, picked the Lakers.
Yep.
And Minnesota, I mean, it wasn't close, guys.
No.
I did every game, obviously.
No, they were the better team. Yeah.
Minnesota was a better team in every way. I mean, I'm trying to think of anything the Lakers did better than the Wolves. Maybe threes if you look at the entirety of the series, but in
they
most
hit 21 in game one.
Yeah, in most games, Minnesota was way better.
Yeah.
Yep, and they're not going to look at coaching as an advantage for the Lakers, not through this first series. Not at all. Definitely not going to look at coaching and go, wow, Lakers, they just didn't perform, but, man, they coached their asses off. Not really.
Cappy, did you hear any of the Rob Pelinka and J.J. Redick press conference?
Very little.
So Rob Pelinka said something along the lines of, you can't build a plane in the sky.
He said it was like this year trying to improve our roster was a little bit like constructing a plane in the sky. He said the good news is now we can put that plane in a hangar and rebuild it traditionally.
In the Rob-isms, where does that rank within the Rob-isms?
Oh, that's nothing. Mana from Heaven with KCP.
I mean, Mana from Heaven's number one.
I mean, that's like the 1 seed. Like, what are we doing here?
Like, does it go down to is it a 3 seed?
I'd be building the airplane while it's in the air is like a pretty good analogy, but it's not even in like his top 5, I feel like.
Right.
But as much as the analogy seems a little ridiculous, he's kind of right.
Oh, no, he is right.
Which is why I think that as much as last night, losing at home in the last game when most of us thought they would win that game, losing that game and losing the series the way they did, I don't know how many people are like super angry other than like just being emotional about being knocked out, because I think a lot of us probably look at it this way. they are now prepared for the post-LeBron era. Whereas if AD were on this team, they would not, or we would not feel comfortable that they are prepared for the post-LeBron era. And now with Luka here, they are.
What letter grade would each of you give J.J. Redick for his first year as Lakers head coach? Greg, you first.
So taking out the postseason, the things that
that includes all of it.
I would go A-. I thought he was great this entire season. He made some mistakes in the postseason, but I still give him an
A. George?
Yeah, I would say A-, B+. I think in the postseason he showed his inexperience, I think, at times. Yep. And look, he took big swings. I get it. But, with those big swings comes big criticism if it doesn't work. And look, the guy's house burnt down. Like, I think that's also like that's a traumatic experience to have to deal with.
Cappy, letter grade on Redick.
C+.
C+.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Well, I mean, okay, so they got the 3 seed. That was good. But in the playoffs, 2 things happened. Actually, several things happened. One, there were mistakes that were made that he'll never admit that they were mistakes, but that's okay. He'll always be able to tell me he knows more basketball than I'll ever know in my life, and he'll be right. But there were some serious mistakes made in the playoffs. And, by the way, he came unraveled. You've got to be able to be poised and in control of your emotions. And I will tell you that yesterday, before that game, when he left that press conference, that told me what I needed to know before that game, that he was running real hot and he was super tight.
I thought JJ was great most of the year. I would have given him an A. I think what happened in the playoffs is the A-. And if you want to go B+, I'm okay with that too. But, I think he expected a better run in the playoffs. And he admitted as much today.
He seemed tight yesterday.
Yeah. And so I think the fact that he's the first LeBron coach in his first year not to win a playoff series. It's never happened before. And so now they're out. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Cappy, I got actually one more thing for you. You ready?
Are you going to do this Mason thing to me? Oh.
And it is a Therapy Thursday here on 710 ESPN and on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube all day long.